Guaranteed that. Make sure you have the double orb setup going forward as well, which they have. It's going to be TWPs back in the hands of Cirque and Stanislaw there. I like that approach. We talked about the lack of aggressive options on the CT side, but that's certainly one of them. Towards main entrance, that's when you can start to do some damage there. Cirque with the initial frag. They try to trade it out, but Taric holding strong with the M4. Looking like an absolute beast there as well, managing to dodge the flashes, the flames, everything around him. 3 kills in total.
Yeah, 3 kills, but from 3 very different places, even elevations as well. The fact he drops off the second, it gives him just enough of a window to find the head of chrisJ before the Dutchman could adjust. Lovely round and an important one. That's 4 rounds now accrued on their CT side. They're going to need all of this, a 9-6 half.
It would be okay at this stage.
It'd be manageable.
Yeah, if they won the pistol in the second half and can find the 3-0 conversion, they're back into it. But that's if they get the 9-6 here. It's the first tactical timeout from mousesports. This is the replay from Taric. It was very nice indeed. That was a key frag. If Rops gets that, there wasn't much left in terms of the outside positioning to actually hold them off. So it is going to be the force buy from mousesports. CZs, MAC-10s, and a scout here. So this does look likely to be a 9-6. It's going to be a difficult round for them to pick up, but they have been exploiting that inside area, knowing that Stan is alone there with the AWP. The smokes have been very effective. He hasn't been able to do much with them once they're deployed.
But he's sitting there with a molly in his hand. He's not holding the line. He's got a suspicion that this would be the mousesports call. Flame keeps them at bay, and a nade as well. A flash in return, though. Cirque's vision's completely caught. He doesn't move a muscle. And chrisJ, he moves just 1 on his finger. 1 bullet, 1 kill. Cirque gone. Stan will try and flash up, but Frozen, he's already managed to push up. There's 2 there. And with a MAC-10, he can at least keep them at bay a little longer. The flame will force him forwards. He gets 1 before going down.
Oh, it's all going down here. It's going to be Karrigan and Voxic pushing down. Another inside execution will find mousesports. 10 rounds on the board here. It looked unlikely with the buy, but my goodness gracious me, did it deliver. Woo. The smokes once again. Denying the vision. Stanislaw, the incendiary at the start, had to fall right back and try and recover here, but this was the moment I didn't quite understand. Fully flashed off. At this range, like, you either pull the trigger and fall back, or you just fall back. He's in the open blind, almost offering himself up there.
Yeah, that's a strange death. I mean, I understand it sometimes, you know, when the first flash comes in, they stand their ground, they'll pull the trigger after a second. But he didn't even click, he didn't move. It sort of looked like both of his hands were off the mouse and keyboard. Good nades will chunk Taric down to 39. Cirque will be playing aggressive in Brown Hall, so no more of that funny business. Voxic, in the meantime, has drawn first blood. Breezy, he has been such a pillar on Ivy, but he's been taken down early, and Rops, he's always getting the timing from Pop to quick succession. And just those orbs remain. They're such a powerful tool for the defense, but not in circumstances like this. Oh my Stan! He's going to go down. He gave it a shot. A quite literal shot. 11-4.
An unstoppable half there from mousesports. You can see why they picked this map. Their T side is looking absolutely fantastic. 5 players have turned up in spades. The executions are there. The fakes are spot on. They look like they're out of this map. If they win the pistol in the second half, they may stand a chance. You'll have to fast after this break.
Stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again, dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me. It's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
We're back in business. Mousesports versus Evil Geniuses. A Dutchman, Estonia, none other than Turkey, Slovakia, and Carrigan, of course, from Denmark. They said home crowds were impossible for Mouse, but Odense has proved that wrong.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely right there. A few Carrigan fans in the house, I'm sure, and rightly so. He's led the team to an 11-4 scoreline, and it's up to EG now to win this pistol round as Frozen spots 3 towards Ivy. The bullets to the face. He's got to fall back, but it's not in time. Carrigan now. He'll get the second frag in return. He's looking to battle back here, but it's overwhelming. It's Chris J. Can he find any more? 3 versus 2. EG might have done enough here, but Rob says no. 1 HP from the Pop Dog. It's now gone down to an equal kill. It's going to be just a 2-on-2. No kit available, both players in the same position here.
So I guess the info on the fast, but still not confirmed that they're both coming from the same direction. And with 1 HP and with 1 bullet, Rops makes it an advantage Mouse. Or is it? Because Breezy's position, we talked about this in the half before. It's so difficult to force this off. There's no kit. That's a 10-second defuse. If you're not getting the info early, what do? Do you put the low HP on it? You're probably going to want Rops to be the one punching in the defusal. Or more. They know where he is, though. Woxic, what do you do with this information? What can you do with this information? He's looking for a start. Breezy's playing it perfect. And a start for Evil Geniuses. You said they had to win the pistol, Hank. They need to do so much more.
They certainly do, but that's a very nice start there. Quick towards outside, managing to actually find the opening kills there. It was actually down to Rops on 1 HP who kept him in the round, delivering brutal headshots there. It looked like it might have been enough, but as you mentioned, with no kit there and the Heaven position once again, it was just too much of a tall order at that point. And we are going to see the Force Bite in the second round, looking to close things out early if possible. It'll be 4 Desert Eagles, an MP9, and some HEs delivered towards main entrance here. I don't think anyone's going to be there to receive them. Absolutely not. So it'll be a very slow round here from EG. They've got themselves 4 rifles. An SMG for Ethan as well, so a lot of firepower here as they look to get control of Pop Dog. Molotov goes down and will be just touching Frozen a little bit there, warming him up as he holds with the Desert Eagle.
Keeping him toasty here in Odense. I saw some snow yesterday, Hank.
Did you really?
Yeah, we really are living in a winter wonderland this week.
Yeah, I should have brought a jacket, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, you've got to show the tats, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you are right there.
Smoke towards the ramp. 4 members are going to advance on that. That's their cue. Carrigan only with a Deagle to contain, but Ropsis is working so well. 2.5. And finished by Chris J. Phenomenal. 1 to the belly button of Breezy. 3 members with just pistols, but they're making it work. An MP9 admittedly for Woxic, but Stan, he's got a shot at this. He has the time, he has the rifle, he has the health, and now he's got a shot on Chris J. Evaded nicely with the ladder. And from the side, it's Woxic's pistols. No, excuse me, it's an MP9 I forgot about once. I forgot about it twice. EG won't though. That's 12 now to 5. Lovely stuff from Mousesports. Bite straight back.
So if we look at the disparity in the approaches there, that was EG It's pretty much straight. It's 1 minute 15 on the clock, and they've committed through a smoke with the advantage of the rifles. I couldn't tell you why. They haven't really got any control towards Ivy or outside. They haven't baited out utility. If anything, they're running for a gray screen with the rifles out, so they gave up on the round, Alex. It was a great job from Mousesports, but still, that was so unnecessary, it felt like. They're going to have to force buy in response here with a couple of smokes and flashes and deagles pretty much across the board here. Just a CZ for Ethan. Good HE at the start. Takes Cirque down to 75. But that was their chance. That was the opportunity, and they've given it up.
Yeah, they only had one shot. I'm not going to start quoting Eminem.
Well, you've done a few lyrics this week. Not all of them have landed.
I'll have to start writing them down.
5 and 5 for now. Still with the one smoke. EG give this round up. It's going to be 13-5 with a full eco on the cards going forward here. That might be a death sentence in itself.
I mean, that round before, it was almost like EG were the ones to manufacture that death sentence.
Yeah, I couldn't really explain to you why you would do that, knowing that they've got just pistols and CZ the other side. It's been a nice opening from Cirque. This could be a round they can steal away.
It's a good start, that's for sure, but EG, they've had no shortage of opening Jules 1. In fact, you saw the percentage. It's probably still similar. Not always a correlation. Obviously, can be immediately traded. That doesn't affect the opening Jules 1.
Well, an outside play is where it'll finish up. A couple of flashes remain, but they have the advantage in terms of manpower. Tarek with the bomb on his back. Foxic. Contact brings it back to a 4-on-4, but here comes the final commitment here. Cirque has to find this frag. 30 HP, managing to fend them off nicely here. The Krieg, you'd think he'd find that frag, but it's up to Carrigan now with the Galil doing significant damage. 3 versus 1 now, should be all said and done. As we go 13-5, a great opening pick from Cirque, but you really have to capitalize upon those opportunities. They slowed it right down. They didn't have the utility to do so. I think just going out to when they're waiting for transitioning player towards outside could have been a better call for them, but still, doesn't matter now. And like I said, pretty much your only option here is to take an eco. You got $2,000 per player with a loss bonus. So as Zeus is brought out for Tarek, they might just have to go Glocks across the board here. Can't really justify any sort of expenses whatsoever. So just $100 spent. That is it. A guaranteed round here. 14-5 written all over the brown halls here. Towards upper ramp. We'll see Robs. As I mentioned, he'll be there on the T side, especially the CD side. Loves these sort of duels, and can they even trade him out here? Yes, they can. That's a rifle at least.
And it's a scoped one. Could enable them to find the fight on Chris J. He'll be holding it now. They'll use that Glock to bait. Stan has the info, and oh, another head presents itself. It's all Chris J. No issues. It's a shooting gallery. He's just warming up.
Yeah, very calm from Chris J there. Barely missed his shot. Sure, it's again Glocks, but he denied the plant. That's very important going forward. It denies the AWP. Cirque doesn't have the option to buy the weapon. He'll have to go down to an AK-47 as well. So trade, but Rob spots all the players there. They try to grab that weapon, jump towards inside, but he's had nothing on the back of him. As we get into round number 20, pretty underwhelming performance so far from EG. You can see the frustration starting to set in here for Cirque. Hasn't really got going as of yet. He's on 8 kills, 14 deaths at the very bottom of the server right now.
Early bait pulls Frozen out of Pop. A Molly in response to ensure that that control's not given away, and of course theirs will last a little longer. He can return there if he needs to, and does so. Stan, what was that? He just leaps down the ramp. Teammates behind him, but Rob's caught him safely. Now Ethan opens up the sight. 2 very important frags. Now the bomb can go down, and Breezy, he's just going to hold W. Now tucking himself on towards that bomb. A real shot at this one from EG, and Tarek caught scarpering. Does take Carrigan down in the process. Not impossible. Improbable, though. Frozen especially. He's about to... checking it, and now Frozen has changed his mind. An interesting turn of events. Woxic catching one with a molly might spur Frozen to start the flank, and now Cirque's paying his attention to the other side of the map. This flank could be enough. Bomb's ticking real fast, though. There's no smoke. There is a kit on both, and he spots Cirque. Now just one remains. Ethan's going to have to ignore that completely and just stop that bomb defusal. He should have done enough to win the round. It's all Ethan. He opens that, closes that, and what Frozen's just going to try and keep hold of his rifle as he bounds away.
Explosion and a great shot from Ethan will keep him alive there as EG avoiding map points. Only one player survives, however. Money actually pretty decent on the CT side. Nice inside play. Ethan With 3 kills towards the end of that one, a very, very nice job from him. They are going to have rifles across the board, though, however, unable to bring out the AWP. And speaking of which, is a double orb setup now. Chris J just getting the dust off his sniper rifle there. Alex used to be the main sniper for so many teams over the years. He'll be the secondary for now, looking to close things out. Voxic with the primary orb. He'll be towards Ivy. Chris J makes his way towards the bomb site outside. So a bit of aggression here towards main entrance, looking for those opening picks if possible. Chris J. I'm looking like he's in fantastic form right now as well. It's 21 kills.
4 smokes just flew over the roof. Now they have to react. They're going to lose a lot of the ground they have already covered. Down to a 3v8. Ethan down to just 9, but his teammate Breezy healthy. He can do a lot of damage here. So can Ethan? No, not anymore. Frozen ensures of that. Crossing to the site is Breezy. Suck. Not going to be able to find the bullets. Robs can. Oh, an EG. They throw a full execute, but Mousesports were ready.
Breezy, only option now is to go towards inside. With Robs pushing towards the pop dog area, you can pretty much guarantee that position is going to be clear. He's being very slow in his approach, so yeah, can pick things up. He needs to just get that bomb planted here. He's got a very slim chance of winning this with Joe. Rob's now rotating in from the Brown Hall's position. He'll focus towards the lower ramp. They know it's an inside plant. Rob's going towards upper. That's where he does his best work. Breezy now has no grenades whatsoever. Holding towards the lower ramp, and I just don't know how he pulls this one. A player capable of doing so on the EG roster, this would be it, but unable to detect the flank. It is going to be 15 rounds on the board for Mousesports, Alex. Just the 6 for EG after giving that round up. They've only managed to pick up a couple of rounds after winning the pistol. Won that second round, force fight came through, and it's led us to this disastrous scoreline. EG just haven't even been able to get warmed up yet.
I mean, yeah, the chances for EG to really put up some additional resistance here on our first map, they stem from that second round. Just the force buy from Mouse, a couple of Deagles, an MP9, and running through that smoke, it really did seem like the nail in the coffin for the first map here. Inferno was EG's pick. That's where we'll be venturing next. Let's see what can make this neat and tidy. There is an advantage heavily favoring them in the weapon department.
Again, no sniper available on the T side. Agonizing for EG at this point. 2 players towards Ivy. 1 towards main entrance, couple in Brown Halls, very standard stuff here. They've got bare bones utility. CZ above the pop dog here. Tarek setting up a flashbang. It's going to be Voxic eating 1 towards Ivy. Takes some damage as well, down to 48. Still got the confidence though. Not falling back just yet. Things start to slow down. Utility deployed, stacking the incendiaries as well. It's going to be Stannis on a lot of trouble there with just the HE coming towards him. It's still the bullets that beat. And now Voxic spots another couple of players towards Ivy, smokes them off, just trying to buy some time. He'll eventually, there it is.
Wow, twitchy. Let's get it out. Molotov's
Karrigan.
exchange, and Karrigan's on the perfect flank. Look at that aggression. He gets the same info that Tarek had in that first half, but look what he does with it.
And actually uses it, right? And actually makes sure he gets a frag from that position. It's so vital. Pushes towards main entrance, especially after taking down Stanislaw as well. You can guarantee that that position, it could be clear. As Karrigan now watches towards the T-spawn position. Oh, the smoke is beautiful.
Just as they wanted to take that fight, that's the bomb delivery. Express shipping from Tarek. Could be the first for Ethan, but he's faced with a 1v5, 40 seconds. The CTs could be absolutely anywhere, pushed up in halls, which is exactly where the first fight comes from. Chris J, he's done enough with that tag, just going to finish it off, and so will Mouse. A spectacular start to the second quarter-final here in Odense. Mouse national roster, they mixed up their roster in pursuit of trophies. Well, that's a step towards it.
You couldn't ask for much more there from Mousesports. An absolute masterclass there on Train. I really enjoyed their T-side, especially. They carried on the momentum from winning the pistol, got a clean 3-0. Gave up the first gun round. At that point, the executions came out. The fakes were deployed. Frozen came online. Voxic looks sensational. This is not looking very good for EG whatsoever. And the problem is we move on to Inferno next as well. Hardly a bogey map. Every team plays it. And the way Mouse are performing right now, EG might be in a lot of trouble and could be going home 2-0.
Absolutely.
But my good.
love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
At the highest level of play, there can be no compromises. Gamers demand the highest clock speeds to give them the FPS they need to perform. Rise to the moment. Intel Core i7, the official CPU of the ESL Pro League. Game, record, stream without compromise.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
This is Game Fuel. It's domination in a can. Tastes like loser tears.
New Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Take a dive before you dry, y'all. It's the only thing. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. She could kill the sick. Real stars. It's the only way to live. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Rush, rush. Pick up panel to be right on. 'Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, keep your eyes on. Long ago, long ago. Doesn't matter what it come from. Gave you shit, real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around, look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around, look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on it. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Rush, rush. Take off, take off. Rush at the rush. Take off, take
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the Road to Odense, Betway, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and Pay Safeguard.
Well, the conclusion of the first map is here. We have seen the Evil Geniuses get trounced on Train. We're talking about a 16-6. This one was not easy for the Evil Geniuses. They just really get things started here in this quarterfinal matchup. Welcome back, everybody. This is the ESL Pro League Season 10 Finals right here live in Denmark, live in the city of Odense. This is a great place and a great home for it. But for the time being, we need to run you through some of these scenarios, some of the things that we saw going on in the server on Train, perhaps even to do with smokes. Chad, what do you got for me?
We posed the question, would the T side of mousesports just be one-dimensional using these two smokes towards E-Box and towards the 5 lane? Would that be all they have? Well, that's all they needed, and yes, it was. So we saw the first gun round, they made a play, they went through Ivy, they punished Breeze, and they used it coming out late main, they used it coming out fast main, but they also used it to mask inner explosions, and that's what we want to talk about here, because as the game went on, we actually saw the double AWPs on the CT side coming out of that of EG. Now, we highlighted that as one of these rounds that, or one of the things that they used to good proficiency last time round. Now, we can see here, getting pushed back, he's playing retake, he's in the back lines, he's getting help, and they want to play retake. I want to note this for everybody playing at home. Sure, the T's have all the control of the bomb site right now, but Breeze is maintaining this lane, Stan's looking towards here and covering off towards Oil. So they're maintaining, while the rest of their teammates who are in yard have a lot of utility left, are going to come in and play retake. Now we're going to go through here a couple of moments where we see them use utility, right? Ethan's pushed on out, he's gotten a kill, we're going to see the rotation continue to come through. But this utility from the yard players, they're going to use that very, very, very well. They're going to flash for each other. You're going to see a flash land here. It's going to push Woxic on the line. That's going to allow Tarek to push on out. He's going to come through. He's going to get a kill onto Frozen at some point as this round continues. We're going to speed this one forward, right? The utility is going to get used. We're going to see the Molotovs, everything landing. But this smoke from Tarek that lands on the bomb train actually is the undoing of EG in this round. He gets killed by Rops, and now as Stan runs towards the bomb train, he doesn't actually know where the bomb is. There's only a little bit of time left. He can't find it. As soon as he can't find it in the smoke, he has to run, and it blows up. So it sucks that it didn't work, but we're going to keep that, and we're going to know that Karrigan has learnt this. They're playing this retake double AWP setup. Now, they're playing inner again with Stan solo. He gets pushed off the line. Same thing happens. At this stage of the sports, they're actually in the bin with their economy. They get pushed back. They go for something a little bit more aggressive here, right? Stan's playing retake. We can see here the rotation is going to come on in the same way. But mousesports instead, they push smoke. Look at this. They come through. They fight connector. They want to take the fight to EG, knowing that they are playing this retake setup, not allowing them to get in position. And what this means is, look at the timeline. You can see right here, the force spike came through in round 14. That means what could have been a 9-6 half for EG quickly became an 11-4. So that's a rough way to go, Trace.
That is a very rough way to go. Thank you so much, Chad. You are exactly right. That is a pretty, I don't want to say bad performance, but let's perhaps maybe give the credit over to mousesports where it is right now, because they ran away with this T side.
No, it's like Chad said, Karrigan had some good reads. He made some good calls on that, specifically in that eco round. I don't know what's with NA teams and getting ecoed today. It seems to be a common trend for whatever reason. But yeah, Karrigan had some good reads. Mousesports definitely played well. Unfortunately for the EG side, Cirque never really got the game at all, and Breeze, being the Ivy player, also didn't get into the game. Those are your two key players. They're going to have to get into the game on the next map, or else Mousesports is going to run away with this.
Chad, do you think that there's a trend when we look at say, Evil Geniuses and maybe a comparison to the players and the winnings?
Yep, for sure. I think that there has to be something there, but the fact couldn't get their game plan, which we highlighted going early, was a bit of a problem, right? Mousesports were playing them a little bit like a fiddle. I think they were being caught off guard by a lot of these plays, especially the first gun round where Breeze, you could see that he's flicked back over towards Ivy and there's already 3 guys on his screen. And then when you roll on to the second half, yeah, cool, you're able to win pistol. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Breeze clutches it on out there, but you lose another force buy. And what we thought was going to be an EG who were going to come in ready to play some heads-up Counter-Strike, they were dictated to, right? And a team who is individually skill-based, you want to be the one setting the tone of the game, and they weren't doing that at all.
No, they were not. The statistics are going to tell that storyline as well. Chris J having a pretty good performance today, but Karrigan I think is a player that we should highlight for a couple different reasons. Obviously, this is sort of his project. This is something that has been a long time in the works.
Yeah, and in that last round of the CT side, I think it was the game-winning round in the end, they did that aggressive play on middle where they threw the double Molotovs. Stanislaw ends up getting caught off, killed by Chris And Kerrigan, even with that info, they know that Stanislaw plays solo in team mid. So once they get that kill, Kerrigan pushes all the way through, ends up getting 3 kills on the flank and secures the game for Mousesports.
Yeah, and that's what we have to kind of take into consideration. Right now, we do need to go to another break before we jump into what is our second map of the series. It could be the final one. This could be where EG sees themselves out the door here in UNSA. But for the time being, that break is on the cards. We'll be right back after this. This is the ESL Pro League Season 10 Finals.
And I feel the lies and I feel the sand. Forever hold, no matter if we cast away, a fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where we'll again. Right from the start, I see the end. A world torn apart, but I know we're meant. Forever hold, no matter if we cast away, a fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where we'll again.
Evil Geniuses is a team that for a long period, when they were called NRG, when they were playing for that organization, was a team that was one of the best in the world. They were always, in the top 5, always in the top 6, but you always had that feeling that they were not good enough to be a world beater. It's been like that for a year, until they took the active decision to replace Debs and bring in Stanislaw, and ever since they brought him in, it seems like they've regained confidence in themselves. It seems like they repainted that picture of Evil Geniuses being a team that just quarterfinals to now it's a team that consistently, not only are they making semifinals, but they're actually winning tournaments. And the win in New York they had against Astralis and the fashion they did it, that was a breakthrough for that lineup. There's no weak link. Stanislaw is a hard-hitting in-game leader. He's playing a relatively loose style of Counter-Strike while still having some structure behind it. He's good at facilitating Ethan and Breeze, the 2 star riflers of the lineup. Cirque gets to do whatever he wants with the AWP, and it seems like the synergy within the lineup right now is just good, And I think for 2020, it's going to be one of the teams that I look forward to see. because I think the potential of this lineup is endless. This could be the next best team in the world, potentially even the best after Astralis. I think Evil Geniuses have a great chance of making it far at the Pro League finals. I'd be disappointed if they don't make playoff. That is a minimum requirement for a team of the caliber of EG. Winning the entire tournament, I think it's going to be tough. It would require them to play some of the Counter-Strike we saw in New York. If that's the level they're going to bring in, they're going to win the entire thing. I don't think I've seen anyone play that well in a long time. So I think Evil Geniuses should be happy with a semi-final. If they can go to a final, that'll be exceeding my expectations at least.
Well, you know, Jacob, at its current rate, you might be disappointed. I hate to tell you, but that is just the harsh reality. We're looking at Evil Geniuses with their backs against the wall, facing elimination here in what is the second map of the series. Inferno now is where we will turn our attention to between the Evil Geniuses and Mousesports. I got Davey with me here. We're going to talk a little bit about Inferno. Were you as excited as Inferno as you were in Train?
I think I have to be now, just because of what happened on Train. Mousesports absolutely blew EG out of the water, and at this point, EG needs to get some of their star players back on board. They need Cirque and they need Breeze to show up in this series. They didn't show up at all in the last map, and on top of that, Mousesports X Factor, Chris J, showed up in a big way.
Huge way, 23 and 13. That's a Chris J that we need to see. That's one that Mousesports can kind of lean on in this moment, especially when you look across the line here. It's not even just Chris J. How about a player like Frozen?
Well, that's the thing with Mousesports. They don't need to rely on Chris J to show up huge, but every now and then he does, and it secures them big wins like that. They have guys like Frozen, who sort of has that dynamic style to his play where he can opt, he can go aggressive with the rifle, passive with the rifle. He's a guy who's really dynamic in his play, and he's really good at working off of his teammates that are playing around him.
So, Davey, does this series end here? I want to hit you with that hard-hitting question before we jump into it.
Okay, I need to break this down a little bit more. So, EG definitely has the chance to win Inferno. They like this map a lot. They're really good at it. Really good at fighting for banana control on both sides, T and CT. For whatever reason, though, Mousesports seems to have the edge over them, whether it's mentally, whether it's something more in-depth in the game. I'm not 100% sure, but for whatever reason, this EG team struggles to beat Mousesports, and for that reason, I think Mousesports will probably take this 2-0.
Yeah, from the looks of it, EG need to wake the heck up and jump into this map. We're looking at the second map of the series. Unsa, make a little bit of noise. Let's get into this map. Let's get this matchup back on track. Evil Geniuses, Mousesports, and Henry G in the machine.
That's the name, and this is the game. Will we see 3? The analysts not so sure. Never seen Evil Geniuses beat Mousesports. They've met twice this year. We haven't seen Inferno before, though, Hank. This is the first look of a new trick up EG's sleeve.
Yeah, but the problem is they'll start on the T side here. Will it work out for them? Time will tell. They never really got going on the first map. A Train, a bit of a non-starter for them. And what's the plan here? They'll have themselves 2 smokes, a Molotov, a few flashbangs here, and a 4-man stack from Mousesports towards the B side of the map here. So they've got something in mind here. It's just going to be one player towards the A side of the map. That's going to be Rops, and he's got 3 players in the apartments to deal with here. Bomb still down towards T-spawn, and there's a defuse kit available for Karrigan. A lot of pressure towards Rops at this point, but a very slow approach from EG. But they're starting to posture towards the B bomb side through the underpass. They're making their way over, Alex. They could be walking into the Lion's Den.
Karrigan, he's taking a glance at his notebook, and perhaps this is the read, because they haven't moved, they haven't wavered, they haven't gone aggressive. Karrigan's been holding a flashbang this whole time.
At this point as well, you've got 5 players on this side of the map. You have to commit. You can't even fall back. Smokes will come through, and they've got 4 CTs on the other side.
Oh, he pulls the trigger. He held his ground. Frozen eventually. Patience prevails. Into the site they go, though. This work. But for how long? Chris J will manage to chip away at one. Karrigan around this. A quick conclusion. 4-man stack. Patience from Mouse. Works so damn well.
Again, though, Alex, where's the default? Where's the map suggestion? There was nothing there. They didn't even probe middle. They went for apartments and right back towards B. I'm not seeing much tactical depth here. If you're going to run those sort of executions, you have to take vision away from the CTs. You have to get them second guessing. They had 4 players there, no one active at all towards B, and just wait for the execution to come through, which it does, and it's a clean sweep there from Mousesports. They look very comfortable indeed. No bomb planted. It will have to be the Force Spy with just a pistol here. They need a good start on this round. They're not going to get it, though. It's Voxic once again. In bodies with the scout. It's going to be Cirque removed, who hasn't had a good game so far. A stunning HE towards the logs. Inflicts further damage here, and the 5-on-4 could quickly par here for EG, I should say.
Yeah, it's going to be a flash and force to Voxic off the line. They do have Chris J, though, as a contingency plan. Rops responsible for 2 different avenues of assault. He just have to glance between the 2 of them, holding short and towards the balcony. Tarek, though, doesn't really have the weapon for that job. He'll fall off. Stan flashed in towards the banana control. He'll seize it. Frozen, as soon as he sees them, he'll be the one to drop that smoke grenade. Chris J did catch a bullet from that CZ-75. He'll be forced to play a bit more. Now Rop's quite the opposite. Timing just dancing between Breezy. There's 3 members holding middle and yet doing so relatively passively. Mountsports, they've got a nice balance between an aggressive defense. They're getting that nice early information. Smoke's now starting to be deployed. There's only one more where that came from in the hands of Stan. And there it goes, towards Library. This will be the commit.
Ethan alone towards B. 3 players top and middle, but Mountsports know they've got a massive advantage here. No one has to go down alone. It's Frozen. He's looking towards the arch side, trying to fall back here. He'll be overwhelmed. I don't think he'll be able to find a frag either. Trying to tuck himself in behind the pillar. It will be Breeze to take him down. Carrigan isolated towards B. He needs backup quickly, and it's going to have to come through middle. Oh, Carrigan, you're in a lot of trouble here. A chance for EG. They'll bring it back to a 3 versus 3. Lots of damage inflicted, and all the CTs rotating in from Banana. There's enough time here. The bomb only just going down now. 1 smoke available as they juggle weapons around here. It's robbed of a lovely shot with the MP9, but Breezy has to deliver. Not going to happen. Ethan, 40 HP, maybe gets 1 frag here, Alex, but looks like Mountsports got this one tied up.
Yeah, 3 just seems so impossible. On Robs, the spray, he's running out of bullets. CZ comes out in time, but Woxic suppressing fire. And EG, that's a whole lot better than the pistol. Significant progress. A wrap to B. Carrigan, he was left exposed, only takes the 1, and now the defuse does come on in. So Mountsports, that will be 2-0. They weather the storm of a rather solid second round from EG.
Yeah, they're always going to be dangerous in those sort of rounds. It's the pistols and the smoke combo that can make things very uncomfortable. A nice push towards the arch position and able to take down Frozen. He didn't get a frag there, and Carrigan, he realized that he was getting pinned at that point. It's what we call the banana split when you go through CT spawn. He spots 3 players towards that area, manages to do significant damage, only got 1 kill, but it was well held towards the end. Mountsports will find a 2-0, and this is what we wanted to see from this new patch. The fact that Galil's can be brought out now, it's a bit of a Hail Mary play here from EG, and Mountsports need to be very careful. They decided to go aggressive here, thinking they're up against Glocks. They're going to be met by 5 rifles. We haven't seen much of this so far.
It's true. EG perhaps going to show us just how powerful it can be. Stan will be forced to pull his smoke out just to stand his ground here in Banana.
The fact they've got smokes and now you've got Galil bullets, you can assume they force ball. That's going to change the stance completely here. A chance for EG. They give this one up though. A 4-0 is on the cards. Bomb still down spawn, but this time running the default, getting some control of Banana at least. It's Carrigan and Frozen down the side of the map. They've allowed EG to have full control. In terms of leftover utility, they have 2 smokes. So do they just go for the standard play again of soft offense? CT spawn flashing over. They've got 4 players on that side of the map. That looks to be the case so far. Remember, once more, they haven't really probed towards middle at all. They've shown nothing towards A. Tarek's trying to do that now, but still.
A single flashbang is all they've invested into their mid posture. Ethan will tuck himself into that corner just before the first smoke fades. There's a second where that came from, though, at the 45-second mark. It's likely to be deployed. He's still holding onto it, waiting for a cue. It's Frozen that will provide it. You can see the jiggle with the knife now, with some T utility left, and a bad actually from Woxic. A huge gap that Ethan could exploit, but Frozen's tucking in.
5 players on this side of the map. They now have just 1 flashbang and a Molotov. The latter will be used towards new boxes. They're having to wait as the smoke is still deployed, and here it comes. That 1 flashbang comes in. Carrigan rotates. They need an opening pick here, but it's going to be Carrigan to find it. There's another woeful smoke towards CT spawn. That's going to provide so much vision, but still they get 1 kill. Is that going to be enough here? Breezy with a pre-fire. The bomb goes down. 10 seconds remain, and Carrigan, he knows he needs to stay alive here as long as he possibly can. 8 seconds on the clock. Will there be enough time to plant? Just about here. It will go down. 2 versus 2. They've got a fighting chance, but Chris J spraying them down. It's Robs now with a huge advantage. He's waiting towards CT spawn. He gets the opportunity, and he strikes upon it. It's going to be 3-0. Money starting to build up for EG. They're getting the bomb down consistently with the lost one who's coming through. The Galils bring it right down to a 1-on-1, but still, it's a 3-0. Do they want to buy again? They've got a similar sort of situation, all hovering around $4,000. I would say yes, the fact they got it so close in that previous round.
How does a professional Counter-Strike team miss that CT
I don't know, Alex. It kills me when I see that. If you're just going to throw it as you go in, that's fine, but at least you've got to make sure it's dead on. At least, or at the very least, you have to go for the line out behind. But you're trying to go for that surprise approach, right? You're trying to not telegraph to get back to executing towards B. They only had 2 smokes, 1 flash. Doesn't work out for them. They are going to buy once again a Krieg, AK, 3 Galils, but This is not sustainable. They can't keep this going forward. Can't just keep force buying, hoping it's going to work out.
I see a nod of affirmation from Tarek, Stan on the mic during their first timeout of our second map, of our second quarterfinal. Semi-finals kicking off tomorrow. Already Na'Vi and Astralis waiting in the wings. We do have confirmation of one of them after a spectacular game to start off our day. Fnatic just battling Liquid in a stunning two-map affair.
Well, limping to the round with 3 Galils. What's the call now? Is this where mousesports want to get aggressive, knowing their money's quite weak? They haven't necessarily got everything they need. Maybe a change up from them. We talked about this before. When a tactical timeout comes in from your position, that's when you want to start maybe changing things up yourself. Exactly that. Chris J pushing down towards middle. Looking for the opening pick here. Not going to be in the best position with the M4. Ideally do that with the orb. Preemptive shot. He does a little bit of damage there towards Breezy, but he takes the lion's share down at 20 points of health. So it was a nice idea, but at least he survived.
Pushing down, it's Rops that falls first. That's a huge advantage for EG. Aggressive stance forces Woxic now to solo hold the A site. You won't be able to push for too much information. So at the moment, mousesports mid is a void. And they're going to have to change that. You can see a double rotate. Or in fact, no, somewhat of a gamble stack. I'm seeing Karrigan leave the site too.
Well, considering EG have pretty much finished up towards B every single round, they might be looking to change things here. The bomb's still down at T steps, but indeed, this is what you call a gamble stack here, leaving one bomb site completely open. And if they go towards B, you let them have it. You let them win the round, essentially. Does Eden and Stanislaw, do they have the aggressive nature to actually go in there and explore their options? I don't think they do. They're going to fall back here. Karrigan's just trying to show presence. Those random shots there, just trying to say, I'm here at least. You should go towards A.
Oh my god, I think it might have worked. And Woxic, he's going to get a freebie. Breezy wasn't ready for that. Woxic, an aggressive push from him. He has the freedom now. The rotate came in from 2 of his teammates to start going for a look. And they equalize before the execute, before EG run out of time. 29. Ethan will be coming from Apps 3, coming out from the long side. A drop from Woxic. He realizes survival is an integral component to success. He has a shot. Frozen does too. Trading equally into the site. The bomb is loose, and now the shots come in. Cirque again trading in. He needs more than that. Frozen standing his ground so effectively. It makes it a 1v1. A 10-second chance, and so the plant comes in. Another 1 versus 1, 2 rounds in a row. mousesports won the first, courtesy of Rops, and Karrigan does something similar.
Cirque didn't really do anything in the first map. If he can win this round, they're back to the game. The money will be shattered on the mousesports side, but he's up against one of the biggest brains in CSGO. That's going to be Karrigan, who spots him on the bomb side now. Weapon advantage forward with a creep, and it's Karrigan. He'll be patient. He'll spray him down. The defuse is no problem. He can see it. Just swelling. Gonna be 4-0, finds the creep. And again, though, they get the bomb down. Maximum loss bonus after this one as well. So another buy coming through, but they need to win one of the rounds. They're keeping mousesports on the ropes. The money is so low. They're only getting $3,500 per round they win because everyone's going down. They defuse the bomb, sure. It looks good on the overall score margins, but EG can continue to buy here. They can't bring out the orb just yet. Not a massive issue considering Cirque is very proficient with the rifles as well. But they need one of these rounds to go in their favor. Can't keep losing these 1 versus 1s.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. We're going to be taking a moment's breather. 3 rounds won by Defusal, back to back to back.
Yep.
Interesting. Frozen, who was a huge part in keeping that A site safe. His rotate from the B site was so early. He could tuck in on that site. He got another kill before Cirque found it.
It was a great call, though. If you look, break everything down, like I said, the fact they've gone B, 3 times before that? Of course, I got to try things towards A. They take a gamble stack. Karrigan actually second-guessed it towards the end. He actually ended up towards B. He was the player left in the 1 versus 1, but he wins it out. No problem at all. And Voxer will have the AWP now. He knows EG won't have that option available to them as they bring out 5 rifles. Another Galil in the mix for Ethan. Haven't really had a full buy out of yet. Lots of rifles for sure, but still compromises to be made on both sides.
Frozen on that as well. That's a terrifying prospect. One of the early adopters and strong with it. Tested as well, aggressive from Ethan, straight up and finds blood. It's always Ethan to bring those opening frags consistently. Up Banana, a spurt of aggression. Costly though, Stan and Cirque, they have 44 points of health between the 2 members of G.
Yeah, I believe Karrigan had no helmet there as well, so the Galil takes him down, no prob. The damage inflicted there. Christie down to 2 points of health. This is looking great for EG. They need one. Another opening kill. And 5 players making their way towards B. They've tried this execution so many times before. They get towards the bomb side, but they can't seal the deal. Voxic will be more aggressive in his approach this time, trying to get towards the corner. Molotov's coming through. Needs to find the open here. Next, and he's got a chance to fall back.
Oh, and get another. Breezy in the crosshairs. Won't find Cirque, ensures that. Into the site. Tarek hoping to find a smoke, but Frozen not going to be giving him anything. The rotate will be coming in. Mousesports knives out. They need to get there as soon as they can. Close that gap. Stan tucked in on the corner. The Tarek is the only one with health.
Yeah, he has to be very active here, and he knows it as well. That was a chance to hit on the low HP Chris J, but he's in the open now. Will the swing come through Ruins? Tarek, he knows he's in a dangerous position. If he goes down, the round could be over. There he is, and now it's up to just Stanislaw. 20 points of health. Trade potential here. Another round goes in favor of Mousesports. The bomb is very close to going off, but the defuse is safe. It's going to be 5-0. Another B execution there, Alex. And Woxic taking matters into his own hands. He knew he had to find a couple of kills there, and he certainly delivers on all fronts.
We're seeing Orpus do this more and more. Yeah. As the clock gets towards that mid-round, that 40, 30-second mark, they'll just hold that close line. You can see he did this so early into the piece. He goes and takes that first frag just before the flash pops.
It couldn't be any better, could it? And he knew he was going to be swarmed upon at that point. If he got the third, that would have been so sick. It doesn't work out for him, but still, the money grows on the EG side. They're getting the bomb down every single time, so money's not the issue. This time, 5 proper rifles, 4 AKs, 1 Krieg, and most of their utility as Vox gets run boost across. Still don't have the AWP on the T side here, so Cirque, they'll have a scoped weapon, the only player to do so. And another default coming through here. It's going to be 3 players towards the apartments. It looks to be maybe a flash attack from this position. Normally having 3 players here, going to smoke towards Library and try and swarm out of the apartments here, but Robs has got the perfect spot just to shut that approach down.
Stan's going to be trying to throw out the initial smoke, and now here comes the push. Woxic falling off, thinking better of it. Flashes were following. Perhaps the right choice, but it's down to Rops, the first test, an EG pass. Looking for Woxic in the sight, close quarters, handles the first, will be traded. And now advantage, only for a moment, because, oh, Carrigan, had he hit another bullet, could have stopped that plant. Cross at least one, it was Cirque.
Yeah.
But that should be the round, and you said that they keep Mousesports honest. Finally, EG can start to reap some of their earlier hard work.
Yeah, in this version of CSGO, you can have a massive lead, but the rounds are you're going to go down to absolutely nothing. They're going to get $1,400 per player into the next round. So it will be round 6 going in favor of EG. Frozen saves the Krieg, a smoke and a flashbang. They're going to have to force buy around this because it's double eco regardless. They'll have a Krieg there, so expect CZs, some Kevlar at the very most. It's not going to look pretty, but still a fighting chance with the rifle, especially the Krieg on the CT side.
Yeah, and we saw what Mousesports could do with their force in the previous map on Train. Admittedly, EG a contributing factor to their successes there, running through the small. Likely to happen. Admittedly, though, this is Inferno, and one of the powerful things of these CT force buys is those smoke grenades. If EG continue with this tendency of letting that clock slip away a little bit, it could come back to bite them. See that replay. This was Woxic's first, and this is Cirque finding a crucial frag. It was actually Ethan, do excuse me. That's his 4th frag, but what a frag it was. Opens the sight, enables that plant, and Carrigan wasn't far off from at least cutting another down before that 1 versus what would have been 2. So, Woxic looking for an opening, and instead it's just going to be catching a nade down to 53. And what is going on in Banana? My goodness, it's a brawl. There's a smoke and bullets, and everyone is looking a little confused. Frozen for a moment had a shot. That was the rifle, and now it's gone. Dust will settle. 3 men will remain for Mouse.
Yeah, that's exactly what EG needed, though. A nice brawl towards the top of B. Managing to take the rifle away, and that's confirmed. Now that was towards B. Chris J now alone on that side of the map. He has got a flash. Have to do one hell of a flash to actually fend them off here. A contact play towards B would be enough at this point. Smoke towards Coffin and CT spawn, and in they go. Chris J can maybe get 1 hit. The flash is effective. He's only got the USP. Still gets 1 kill, but he's going to go down here for sure. Gets another dink. Robson Voxic coming in from CT spawn, and Banana now.
I wonder if Chris J's damage will help Voxic's project. It won't, Cirque. Catches him. Nice little off angle for him. Wasn't going to be clearing that. And so Rops looks like he's just going to have to reside himself to maybe catching 1 on the exit.
Well, that's going to be the force buy. Not working out for Mousesports at all there. So they managed to get a couple of kills, but it's going to be full eco going to the next round. So Rob's holding with the CZ, looking to see if he can take another rifle away for the next round. But 5-2 should become 5-3 here as Tarek doesn't really need to hunt here, but he will be getting the final kill. Nice work. Doesn't let Robs take anything into that next round, so it should be pretty much USPs across the board. Maybe some P250s. Chris J has 3,600, so he can probably get a Desert Eagle at the very most, but this is where EG can start to come online now for the first time in this series, to be honest with you.
It's time for a momentum switch. And something EG have always had going for them is their momentum. Even just in their tournament spree. There was momentum involved, and it wasn't until, of course, they took that trip to Sweden. First team eliminated in Malmö. In stark contrast to a grand final victory versus Astralis in New York. It was, yeah, two different ends of the EG spectrum.
Look, man, jet lag is a real thing.
It certainly is. I think I woke up at 3 p.m. today. Stan, Tarek, Cirque, no issues. Going to be dealing with the USPs, getting it over quick. Ooh, Woxic, not bad. Not too far off from stealing an AK into that, but unlikely he would have been able to keep it. And so, 3 now for Evil Geniuses on the trot.
Yeah, looking much better now after being in a 5-0 deficit. They finally broke the back of Mousesports. They were hanging on by a thread at one point, winning so many 1v1. Sure, that's great, but not sustainable in terms of the finances. You lose 1 round, and you're pretty much done for in that department. It was a nice approach here with a flashbang over towards middle. 4 players peak, but sprayed down, no problem whatsoever. This is where the game really begins now. We've got Woxic on the AWP, a full buy on either side here. Only 1 kit available for Mousesports here. And it's been Carrigan challenging for Banana Control, the initial incendiary to stop the rush. Smoke off towards T-steps, and Carrigan, he's going to be pushing through.
As he gets to logs here, and doing so as quietly as he possibly could. Now, leave him, typically seeing somewhat of a bait maneuver to try and sell that there isn't one up here, but perhaps the Molotovs have done that enough. Chris Jake having a little glance towards the aggressive Ats, won't find anything. Perhaps hearing the steps though towards second middle. Breezy's already low, and oh, Chris J spots him, and another 2 as he escapes completely scot-free. Not for long though. Circle to find his 10th frag, and now towards B they go. A quick pick-off. They have the advantage in more ways than one. Woxic, the only man standing on B, he has to find a quick one here, and Stan's the one to pull the trigger first.
Yeah, much better here from EG. You can see them reacting quite nicely, looking deadly as well. After Chris J's little push towards second middle, it looked like there would be enough there, but the reaction comes at the fullback through Boiler. Had he gone through the apartments, might have stood a chance there. But ready and waiting with the Krieg was Ethan, who took down a key frag, and in towards B they went. And it was then Chris J who will get dropped, and now Robs will have to save the AK at this point, and EG will actually have 4 rounds in a row. The loss bonus starting to build up at the CT side, that's for sure. They'll save the AK-47, no problem, but still not a huge amount of cash going forward at this stage. They are going to be getting $2,900 per player. They currently have 0 across the board, so they can go for the partial buy around this, knowing the full loss bonus is coming in. Maybe Robs can do some damage with the AK-47. He's got a smoke and a couple of flashes as well, but EG managing that well. Carrigan, we didn't see his death, but he was towards the logs, and very commonly checked position, I have to say. Like, maybe we'd have been better off this. Maybe the barrels is fending them off the best he could after those 2 frags there, but obviously very committed after pushing all the way down. Not really much he could do.
Crowd here in Odense, a shout out to you. You guys have been consistently keeping the decibels high. Throw semi and deep now into the second. Our second map. This is EG's pick, and now they're starting to find their footing on it. It's our 10th round on this second map, and you said it, it's down to Rops' AK if they want to have an impact on this defense.
Yeah, it's currently positioned towards the B side of the map. They've got a couple of smokes, a few flashbangs as well. Carrigan committed towards the sandbags here. Ethan, so good with that Krieg, but damage will be inflicted. That's a nice HE, softens him up. 5-7, doing nothing though. Carrigan pre-fired and a couple of kills now. Make it 3. Ooh, looks like the round should be done here. Robs will have to save the AK once again. Frozen will be with him. Stanislaw and Ethan waiting patiently now. There's no real reason to rush this procedure. Bomb still down towards T-steps. See if you can get some in. As it will be Stan to sneak in towards the B-bomb side.
Tapping away. Frozen good damage onto Ethan, but Stan's going to surprise him and should be a clean kill. Not if Rops reveals his location. Solid work. EG dropped. The fact that Cirque is still sticking around there is a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, don't toy with that. You know both players are on that side of the map. Let's go plant. Everyone survive. Job done. Tie things up at 5-5 here. This has been agonizing for Mousesports. After looking so good in those clutch scenarios, they have been severely punished, but some good news coming through. The Robs and Frozen have AK-47s. Tarek trying to remove that fact, and he won't be able to do much for now. That's going to be him removed. Money is relatively strong on the T side, so they could justify that, but it might be the case that's letting them save the AKs at this point with a couple of flashes to boot as well. But this is the pick of EG. They're on the T side, remember, looking pretty good now. They knew they just had to win that 1 round. It was so close in the rounds previous. As soon as they did, it would be Mousesports limping forward. We enter the next gun round here. Cirque has the AWP finally. I don't think we've seen many AWP kills at all so far.
No, he really was silenced on train, and coming into it, we have seen spurts, glimpses of what Cirque is capable of here in Denmark. It hasn't been the usual. Hasn't been a standard day in the office for him. Had his fair share Couple of strong CT-sided performances, but on the T especially, it's been evading him. So the nade softened him up, but Stan, he's been doing a great job of clawing those frags into the B side. He's done it 2 rounds in a row now. Will be a little more difficult this time. We're going to be seeing the full CT buy. But it's good to see the smiles on the faces of EG. Morale perhaps a little higher now, elevated by managing to find, I think it's 5, yeah, 5 on the trot. Ethan up towards Banana will contest early and actually avoiding all of that early damage. This is a luxury for the player that is forced to play the aggressive Banana.
Yeah, Ethan gets full control. It's frozen, boosted towards the new boxes here. And avoid the flashbangs of Molotov as the commitment comes through once again. So early Banana control. Ethan and Circa there. Stanislaw the bomber T steps. Thinking better of it though, starting to rotate. Voxy with the AWP. He's holding towards middle. We're smoked off now. He'll throw the incendiary just to hold them in that position. But an A finish looking likely now as the T start to posture outside A. They've still got 3 smokes, flashbangs available as well. But can they break down the defense here? 3 players ready and waiting. Robs is incredibly talented towards that pit position. He's got Chris J in the apartments as well. Contact play towards middle. They know there's a chance there's an AWP on the other side, but a more defensive hold for Voxic here.
And just as that smoke, oh, it doesn't plume. Ethan, he was just a little too eager, and it cost him his life. There's more where that came from. Tarek and Cirque will be advancing. Voxic is going to have to take a more passive hold. He knows Library could have been conceded, and now the site has been. EG just walk on in. They're playing this so passive. There's 2 members still around the A site. Finally, they cut another one down. Cirque's been caught out, but not fragged, and caught out again. Stan, well handled. This should be their round now. This retake is going to be so difficult. Voxic would have to find an absolute blinder. And it looks like he's going to get some information, not much more than that.
Yeah, don't think there's much they can do with this one now. You might be considering the save at this point, trying to bait out shots. I know Cirque is there with the AWP. It's a great Molotov as well. They have got a smoke to extinguish it, but there's the call. They are going to fall back. 6 rounds in a row now for EG. Very effective play there. It was the initial frag going in favor of Mousesports as well. Voxer gets it, but he was smoked off from the arch and the library position. That nullifies his presence, and they wrap around towards the bomb site there. And it's a very defensive crossfire. Both players towards the pit, trying to just hold on, seeing if they could catch players off guard there, but hitting all of their shots. Only 1 player going down. It's a really fantastic round there from EG. Like I said, 6 in a row now. 3 players survive on either side, especially the AWP of Voxic. He still has $7,000 cash in reserve as well, with a loss bonus is keeping him very rich indeed, but still. Round 12 coming up, and Mousesports starting to slow right down here.
Let's go ahead and take a moment with this timeout called by Mouse to check in with Chad at the tactical board.
Yeah, the biggest problem right now, guys, is clearly that Banana. We're going to bring it up for you in a second here. What's been going on is EG have the best Banana take, I think, in the scene right now. These Molotovs and nades being used so proficiently here, allowing them to apply pressure consistently. We're going to rewind it and just go back a second. Even if Ethan was Molotoved off here, Cirque would be putting this one out. So this has been what has really opened up the half here for EG. Let's get back into the game.
It's a good point, Chad. You could see the Mousesports don't really seem up for that fight at all. That is sitting on the bomb side. We've had a couple of instances where Karrigan actually makes it all the way down, but in a compromised position towards Logs. That's the only success they've really had on that side of the map. EG certainly ravishing them towards the Banana area as we get into round 12 here. Frozen has a Krieg. There is an AWP in play as well, but do they want to send 3 players towards that side of the map to counter what Ethan's doing right now? Apparently not. Still a standard setup for now. A shot rattles off towards middle with no damage done.
Yeah, they do get the deep smoke down though, so that's some control, but it's so interesting to watch the protocols. These smokes will fade, as rather the Molotovs will be replaced. So that ensures there can't be an aggressive line held, so they flash through. Clean fight and a flash in return. God, it's going back and forth. Utility, some bullets. Karrigan wants to stand his ground. He does not want to concede. A nade will take... And here comes the fight. Ethan, no success this time. Karrigan makes sure of that. Will hold the line for the cross back, but the smoke now arriving. He's just going to reveal the line he was holding. Action elsewhere, though, towards the balcony. Rops, he's got a real shot at this one, supporting Voxic as well. If he goes down, so could this whole defense for the first. Breezy does make his way out. Now Voxic's in trouble, and Breezy, he's got him a way in. Chris J could be the one to close the door, though.
Really impressive scenes there from Breezy. Those 2 high-impact frags now, looking for the 7th round in a row. He's towards the core position. This is the frag that pretty much decides the round. He gets a shadow advantage, but Chris J somehow comes out on top of the M4 there. 3-on-1 now. They're going to break the spell. Stanislaw with 40 seconds remaining. He's towards the apartments here. He needs to sneak out and see if he can find Chris J. He knows he's close, but it won't be enough. It's going to be 3 players surviving. 3 kills with Chris J. 6-6 now. Money will start to look pretty decent on the CT side. Same story for EG as well. They've got so much cash. They've had so many successful rounds. Tarek buying the AWP. I'll throw it over to Scott. Now we've got two fully equipped teams, completely level as we enter round number 13. Much better though from Mousesports, actually gaining control of Banana there. You could see that, what a different story that was. Denying the control completely with the T-spawn smoke.
It's so exciting to see the timings and the additional thought processes, like layering that Molotov to push just as you flash through in response. Let's see what Woxic's going to get from this hold. Tag into the calf of Ethan. Their smooth moves do keep their hearts beating, but bullet connecting nonetheless. Is he really going to take this fight again? It's Krieg versus Zorp, and precise as always. An 11th for Woxic and a crucial opener for Mousesports. It was 6 in a row, and he's got 2 in a row. 4! Jumps into the jaws, and Woxic, he's so damn hungry here. He's had his dinner. And he's 5! It doesn't matter where they come from. Tarek couldn't do a thing, and Woxic is a beast here in Odense.
Unbelievable scenes, Alex. It was a questionable pick towards the underpass position, but my God, does he ever deliver. He knows exactly where they're coming from. Look at the shots coming through. This guy is one of the world's fastest snipers. Unbelievable, so good. And he knew the 5th was his as well. He turns around, he gets the intel, he's dropping out the apartments here, and look at him go. Another amazing shot. The high sensitivity prevails as it goes 7-6. A statement from Woxic there. He's come here to party, Alex.
He certainly has. He's got high sense, but I certainly would be feeling sensitive after that. My goodness, that's illegal in some countries.
Wow. All right then, a show-stopping performance brings us into round number 14. Banana control granted again, but this time 3 players on the B side of the map for Mousesports. Cirque trying to make his way in. Has got the AWP once again, picking towards those Coffin's positions. Got a smoke down there to enable him to look towards Emo as well, but very solid smoke from the CT side. That nullifies their approach, and they're going to fall back, reposition, and gather more intel. They haven't done anything towards middle so far.
So early presence, it did pull Karrigan over, but his immediate response due to the silence on Banana is to rotate back to back up what is going to be a full A hit. All 5 members of EG leading to this side of the map. Woxic, he definitely left his mark last time they came here, and now 1 round later they try again. Different approach though. It's going to be testing Rops in pit. He's going to take passive line. Tarek handles the first. Karrigan will trade in, but EG, back and forth we go. A 3 versus 3 with just 30 seconds. Woxic, he's going to get burned alive. No, he's not. He's safe. Only for a moment. Now the bomb can be planted. It's Ethan. He found the frag, and he's going to be the one to find the plant. They set up for the post nicely as well. Stand towards the graveyard.
This doesn't look good for Mousesports whatsoever. Looks going to be 1 this time. Chris J towards quad. Flash decent. He's going to be peeked from graveyard momentarily.
Stan saw him.
I think he might be right there. We'll have a look. Time running out now. Is there any chance of finding anything at all here? Apparently not. Stanislaw holds on. It will be 7-7. Money's still strong on the CT side, but a very convincing round there from EG, looking much better on Inferno than they did on Train. Still, though, the snipers will come out. Maybe a double AWP setup here. Karrigan purchases an AWP, but he does throw it over towards Woxic there. They had 3 players towards B at the start of the round. EG with the contact play toward the site, smoked out, back towards A they went, and managed to get up towards quad. No problem whatsoever. Final round of the first half here. 3 players towards B once again. Now, Woxic's going to join them. So does he want to get aggressive towards the barrels and see where he can get stuck in? I think that's the call. But there is a sniper waiting for him at the bottom. Smoke will deny his vision for now, but he does jump over. That's a lovely little gap.
Oh, what a treat it was. The flash, however, just enough to keep Ethan in this round. Last round of the first half of our second map here for our second quarterfinal. So they're all... They know it's towards the B site, but are they ready for this setup from Mount? Leaning so heavily towards short.
Yeah, 3 players in quad trying to deny flashbangs, swing off each other, and it could work out quite nicely. Karrigan's there behind the hay bales. Decent incendiary as well. They might try to get a boost up towards the canopy here. We'll see if that's going to come through. Okay, I like this from Robs. That's a very nice move.
What a reaction. And the molly to ensure he could do so safely, and he can see over that smoke now. Well, their plans will change. EG get that information safely. Christian, he's going to fall foul to Cirque's hold. Lovely pick-off. More utility. responsibility invested towards the A side. I say more, 2 smokes, flashes, a molly towards the pit. They're looking to segregate, separate, and there's not much the CTs can do unless he pushes through the smoke. Frozen. He wanted to bring the fight to them, but with 30 seconds and now only 2 members left to defend, Rock has to do so much and he can't do anything. Karrigan only the 1. And EG, they look like they're going to be finishing this half with the lead, albeit by the smallest margin.
Yeah, but they were 5-0 down, so they'll take that all day long. On the T side of 8 rounds, that's actually a very good outcome. Showing the mental fortitude there, not crumbling at all in the second map after being devastated on Train. It's going to be a 4 versus 1 here, but just a formality, really, nothing that Vossy can do. He's got 16 kills to his name, trying to pad some stats here, see if we can get another frag here, and it will be Cirque to get the final kill of the first half. Mousesports are running away with this one, Alex, but EG weathered the storm, managed to slow things down. It was that banana control that was pivotal to their success. Can they keep it up, however? They need this to take us to a 3rd map, which will be Nuke. Find out after the break.
No thoughts left in my head. My mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black. Cause the soul in me, the heart I have for you. It bleeds for you, it bleeds. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to I'm safe only, even though we burn from the light I bleed. Does she bring me back? Not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it bleeds again. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life.
After being derailed on Train, we've got EG right back on track here on Inferno. 8-7.5. Mousesports will switch over to the T side now, and it's a bit of a must-win pistol, Alex. They're going to be bringing in one smoke and a couple of flashes here. No upgraded pistols, and this is where it all starts for EG. Can they bring this right back? Can they go to a third map after looking pretty underwhelming on Train?
mousesports T side. We haven't seen these two head-to-head on this map before, despite 4 games, or 4 maps, I should say, 2 wins. EG looking to get the monkey off their back. Best mousesports and secure a spot in the semi-finals. Robs is flying up the apartments. And Tarek already catches the first. There's more where that came from. Hard to hit. The target so fast and frozen. Immediate to find just one. Not going to be able to find Breezy immediately. But Robs, more than just good with the keyboard, good with the mouse as well. Bomb goes in. Kit on Ethan. Coming from 3 different avenues as well. There will not be some neat and tidy trades unless they coordinate, and they start to do so. Ethan from Library. He will have the support of Stan, closing the gaps now. Tarek starting his arrival. His battle will be with Robs, and that's a perfect start.
Doesn't look good. mousesports a 3 versus 2. Robs will have to find a few more headshots, but he's getting damage from all over. Stats down to 12 HP. A sensational shot comes through. The Glock from 2 and a can of range. He doesn't hit the shot now. It looks like Robs will be done. That was the key frag. It was the Glock in the back, but the bomb, it's too far gone. They've actually pulled this one off. There was no kit available. Tarek with 3 kills. It's not quite enough. And Robs with the shot from hell towards the pit position somehow saves the day.
Did Ethan have the kit? Yes, I said he did. He was the one that pushed pit. Robs, his ridiculous reaction wins them the round. The kit drops in pit.
I assumed they gathered it. It looked like it was done. How did he hit that?
Oh, and the kit goes loose. Now suddenly they have to push. He's done enough. Woxic admittedly doesn't find the frag, but he keeps Tarek's attention just long enough for them to not retrieve that kit in time. What a win for Mouse. Demoralizing for EG, but they can immediately take that momentum back with this force buy.
Coming in from Betway, you can see mousesports still the favored team here, but EG, they had a very good first half after a 5-0 deficit. They will force buy in the second round with CZs, 5-7 Scouts, and Deagles. Everything you can think of, and it looks to be an early B commitment here. And MP5, probably the first of the tournament so far, in the hands of Carrigan. 8 kills to his name as he flashes over, trying to suss out with their CT present on the other side. We don't like these B commitments against the Pistols, and this is why you could walk into a stack, and there's 2 more players remaining here. Tarek holding on. They're going to have to leap up and towards the bomb side. There's still 1 more player to find. Can they get him? They absolutely can. It's Stanislaw. Removed from the equation. Cirque and Breeze now both in towards CT spawn. The Scout is there and Voxic is low. Planted momentarily. Chris J waiting to do so.
He'll be rushing this one, so that's going to make it clear where he's coming from. Fires off a couple of shots through the coffin, hard to hit. And Breezy, he's the one with the kit. Coming from behind, good damage onto Chris J, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be the round. What could you possibly do with just the Scout? Cirque's going to save that for a rainy day. You know, well, catch one on the way out. Tracer fire from Woxic, waving the flag. They know exactly where to throw those silence bullets. So that's something, but another round for Mouse.
Well, that should be the 3-0 confirmed, and that's going to be 3-0 on either side now to both pistol victories. So Mouse will take the lead here in round number 17. It'll be 9-8. Cirque will say the Scout, but the money won't really be there for EG whatsoever. All set on $0 up. They're going to get $2,400 per player into the next round. 2 players survive, but not really much required into the next one. Mac-10s would do. Galils would be fine. And it's 4 HEs purchased on the EG side here. So this could actually be a little bit in. Are they going to throw them down?
Pistol here. So 9, 8, 7 bullets, and it just disappears. He has his knife out. Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't tell you.
An interesting exchange. He just completely falls out of his hand. mousesports are clearly like dark wizards, magicians, and they cast the spell to eliminate their opponent's weapon.
Bit of mind control going on.
Yeah.
Well, the HEs, where do they go? They've got 4 players towards B, so it's likely that's where it ends up, and they get the opening pick as well. This HEs deliver. It could be a very convincing eco round here from EG. No damage really inflicted, though. Still going to be a 5 versus 4 in favor of the CT side. Cirque managed to move Voxic. We'll see whether they can actually recover here. Back towards B they go. Tarek's rotating as well. Ethan is alone. Ethan with just a USP and 40 points of health. Tarek, he's got an HE, still with the default pistol as well, so it'll be one half to cause any damage here whatsoever. Spotting 1 player now. The HE will have to wait. Throws it in. That's reasonable damage, but that's a nice kill as well, but still a lot of work to do here. The trade's starting to come through, and the bomb site is theirs.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about this one, Cirque. He gave them a good go. Nades didn't connect. That would have been their saving grace, at least to soften them up. But, oh, Tarek, he had a good shot at it. Just over the top of the smoke. He elevates himself, does do good damage, but you can't lift trophies with good damage. Have to convert. Stan just his USP. He's just going to be hoping and praying that someone from Mousesports is a little negligent on their exit from the B site. Tucked in on logs, it will be Rops to start his procedural clear. And looking for the safe exit with his teammates now as the bomb.
Stan and Cirque gave it the best effort. Managed to get the opening frag, but exiting towards B, there's actually a chance here. The swing from Stanislaw, this cost him a couple of players now. Good frag coming through, but Cirque, he'll look to get another one, which he does, so they keep it expensive once again. Remember, they were doing this in the first half and managed to get right back into the game because the money was so low. For Mousesports, only one player survived. That's going to be frozen with the AK. There's still obviously enough to buy. They've got $7,000 on Chris J and Robs here, so will the Creeds come through? Not yet. I haven't seen many of those in Mousesports, really relying on the AK-47. Here's the opening kill. Oh, nice,
really?
Nice little zoom in. Oh,
gosh,
is that it?
The tiniest margin knocks the beret off of Woxic.
Double digits found. And the AWP out Berserk here. He'll be towards top and middle, looking towards second. He's got a kill here, no problem at all. That's Chris J going down. Didn't anticipate that swing.
It's such a ballsy move, man. That's so ballsy. Stan lands the nade on Karrigan. And so early into the piece, they have taken an advantage and they've ran with it. Quite literally, as Ethan charges down Banana, seizes that advantage. Wow, there's so much time left on the clock and there's so little members of Mouse remaining. Rops is going to have a go at it. Quick adjustment into the head of Breezy. But this will not be Tarik. Another fight, another success.
Chill, CT side, like you've got a massive advantage here. I don't know why he's swinging out at that point now. This is still possible to give up. Ethan should confirm things now. Bombs down in T-spawn, and it is well held towards the end, but they were giving a few opportunities there towards Mousesports. Up on a couple of frags, and we said the money will be battered and bruised after having so many close calls after the pistol victory. And that's evident now. They've got Frozen on $1,400. He'll have to go down to a pistol. He's got a P250, Karrigan with the CZ, but they still have 3 rifles. Problem is, Alex, they have just a single smoke and 2 flashbangs here. How are they going to make this one work, knowing the WP? What is the play? They do get 1 more smoke to go with the little they had. So 2 in total, 3 flashbangs. That is it.
Doesn't feel like enough. If EG continue with this early opening frags, the Jules not going to be coming that easily this time, though. Suppressed by their own smoke, flashbang from Mouse, and no early contest of Banana. This looks quick. They're going to go straight ahead of it, and now Cirque does have to fall off. A panic and a nade. He will to evade, and now into Stan, and oh, it's all Stan, him and Breezy. No issues finding the multi-frags. Frozen thrown into a 1 versus 3. Will try and get across, but it's the line of Cirque, and he doesn't miss. 19 frags. He's come online exactly when EG needed him.
It was a desperate round there for Mousesports. Couldn't really do much of it at all. Didn't have the utility to really dissect the map like they usually would, like we saw on Train. Banana control once again granted towards EG, pushing them up towards middle. They managed to trade out a couple of kills, but that was about it. Lost bonus not really there as we go 10-10. Really solid hold from Stanislaw here. You can see he's got the confidence to continue applying the pressure of the AK, nailing shots, and his Glocks across the board here for Mousesports as we enter round number 21. No utility to speak of. This is a hard eco from the T side here. EG pretty much guaranteed this one to take the lead.
Frags come easy. They just keep coming. Second and a third for Breezy. Tarik's already pushed all the way down Banana, then leaping down the stairs. Even an SMG frag sprinkled in for good measure. Stan opting for that MP9. He read the buy, and that's going to be the finish. So clean from EG. And they will maintain that lead. Let's not forget, it was an 8-7 half after dropping the first 5 rounds.
Yeah, they've lost both pistols, and they still have the lead on their map pick. They're being tested here, but they do look like a better team. That Banana area has been successful for them on their T side, and especially their CT side as well. They're looking dominant on that side of the map. So AK is coming out, tactical timeout here. Scoreline looks close, but just those pistols have been working out for Mousesports here. The gun rounds, they have been overwhelmed.
Yeah, yet to see a successful weapon round. 3 on the trot for EG. Heading into round 22. Raging, Karrigan heads together and their fists. It's time to see what the game plan is. What's the I mean, to be honest, I think the first thing I'm saying on that microphone is let's try and keep 5 players alive past the 20-second mark.
Yeah, well, the problem is EG are being very aggressive here, and that's going to be a problem for Mousesports. If Breezy's able to help himself towards second, middle, Cirque's already done it as well. They're going to have problems going forward, and then continue with the relentless aggression here, pushing down towards T-steps. Will they be expecting it a 3rd time in a row here? Time will tell. Tarik looking towards the underpass, AK in hand. Oh. will be towards Banana as well, trying to lock them in. It's the MP9 that strikes first. Ropz, no trade available, and it will be a 2-frag advantage here for EG.
I don't think they're going to be expecting Stan. Element of surprise, not enough. Frozen quick, but Breezy, he should be able to find this one onto the tagged up Frozen, and even more back turn, and he finds the full HP Woxic. That's a bonus. Chris J out of Apps, though, does give them access to the site. Bomb needs to be arriving any second now. Frozen through Apps, has got his knife out, hoping to get it in before that smoke. Jumping in circle, we had a chance. A tiny one, a minuscule chance, but the bomb goes in. 2 versus 2 for this retake now. EG do start to group up. The molly doesn't quite go where it's intended to, and now the nade does do good damage. Chris J, however, he found a way in, and he wants to close this one out. Cirque through the smoke, it's all Chris.
They tried to do it once again, pushing down towards the middle position. It's a convincing coming through, but Mousesports, the key kill towards Stanislaw was their access point towards the bomb side there. Ethan doing great work with the MP9. It looked like it might be enough with the swing towards middle, but Chris J, once he gets towards Graveyard, the incendiary is down. As you mentioned, it wasn't perfectly thrown, but still a nuisance for them. They had to extinguish it, and then Chris J could close things out there. 11-11, but money not broken at this point. A double orb setup coming in for Tarek and Cirque. Money very low for Mousesports once again. They need to start finding multiple rounds in a row here. They're the ones battling for banana control now. Tarek trying to hightail it out of the banana area, overwhelmed by the flashes and smokes. Chris J needs to be very careful here. Challenges towards CT spawn, grenades exchanged. Karrigan is under 60 HP.
And Karrigan opting for that Mac 10. Not a single helmet in play for EG, so the SMG does have a bit more of a shot at it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. They send him in first. A snowball effect could come through. You get a quick back 10 kill. Players have nades in the hand. It's a very nimble weapon. Ethan and Tarek still ready and waiting. The Molotov thrown towards the corner to deny vision for the AWP. They're still smoked out, but looking likely to finish up towards B. It'll be a full execution here. Expect smokes towards Coffin, CT spawn, a Molotov and new boxes. Flashes over, and they need Tarek to miss a couple of shots. He's sat towards Emo right now. You can Molotov that position. We don't see it too often. They know let's go for a straight of contact play here. Consider for a flash over and see what can be done, but dissuaded for now. Molotov will hold them at bay. They have to commit to this.
Yeah, there's still no info middle from the CTs, but they haven't stretched further. Now here comes the push. Tarek flashed off, tucked into Coffins. If they win this duel, it's on Ethan, and only the one. It may not be enough. Mouse take the site, and likely the round.
Yeah, I think that's it. There's no way you can even consider that retake there. Lovely work from Mousesports. A flashbang was very effective. We saw Tarek with the opportunity. Had he stayed towards Emo, I felt like he's got a real shot at that one, but he was in the open by the his teammate isolated towards first orange at that stage. Ethan could do nothing about it. One kill was he only takes down the Mac 10. The trades come through. 4 players surviving here. We said Mousesports winning rounds now to actually build up some cash, and this couldn't have gone better for them, Alex. Keep 4 alive, and still it will be EG saving 3 weapons, so they still have a viable buy going forward. Mousesports can't justify a hunt at this point. They just don't have the resources to go hunting here. Mousesports will take the lead once again, 12-11 on their T side of Inferno, looking for the 2-0 here in the quarterfinal.
Just a couple more rounds to make that dream a reality and to continue this unbeaten spree. This would be the 3rd series that Mousesports have bested EG upon.
Well, the save was very important indeed. The fact that Cirque still has his AWP. We know how aggressive they've been in these sort of situations, but where does he want to position himself? The top AWPers, you'll see them change position almost every single round. For now, though, we get into round number 24. Tactical timeout called. Now, there are a few options. You can be boosted on the pallet towards middle to look above smokes. You can run to get towards boiler quickly. You can look towards second middle, banana. Plenty of options here for Cirque. He knows the pressure's on him to find the opening kill. But Woxic has got the AWP as well, likely holding towards T-steps at the start. This is where EG, if they give this round up, Alex, they'll be 13-11 down with a guaranteed eco going forward as well. Oof, this is a very, very important round.
Hangs in the balance for EG. Will we 3? Scene set beautifully by Hank. Let's see then how this one continues to transpire. We are going to be seeing the rather minimal utility exchange down Banana. You can see them second guessing each other now. It's only been a Molotov and a smoke grenade. Such a stark contrast to the usual start.
Exactly. Cirque will go towards quad, just to note that. So not hyper aggressive. Waiting for activity towards boiler and middle. Chris J gets towards the end of the apartments. The bomb's still down at T steps. Karrigan, very tentative. What was Chris up to there?
Not sure, perhaps caught out by the smoke, thought it was a little deeper.
I think so. Well, Rops will bring one back at least. That's the Aubra move. A great shot from him. Now that's going to pull Tarek away from the B side. Ethan alone, once again, stranded in CT Spawn. But Tarek, I'll think better of it. Started full back, and Rob's so good at these plays. He talked about this on Train. By himself, AK-47, very good at finding opening picks. Already found one, and Breezy's got his back turned to him in quad right now. Does he fully commit to this? Got out cleanly so far, but Breezy aware of him, and now they have to go in towards B. Two players waiting for them, smoked out as well. This looks to 3G.
Oh, it's the perfect response. Breezy deals. They will start their execute. Tarek's going to make it really difficult with that Molotov.
No,
what is that from Frozen?
No way.
How does he find that shot? It looked perfect for EG. Everything did. And in the blink of an eye, this round's been ripped from them.
I don't know how that happened. They had the perfect setup. The smoke was down.
What?
They knew exactly what was going on there, but unbelievable shots just coming through for Mousesports. 3-on-2 now. Smoke and Incendiary available with a kit as well, but the money is broken. Do they even want to go for this one or just save the weaponry? It looks like the latter. Breezy holding towards Ruin. Stanislaw outside the bomb site here. They know they need to take some money out of the pockets of Mousesports, but at this point, the round has gone. And we'll see whether it will be up to Breezy to do anything about this. A couple of kills coming through. Voxic now in a 1-versus-1. No chance to defuse this one, but they have done significant damage there.
Yeah, significant damage done everywhere, it seems. So that's going to be the 13th for Mousesports. My goodness. I'd love to see that again from Frozen's POV. It just seems so absurd.
Crispy. Let's have a look. So he goes through a smoke here. He vaults up on towards first oranges, but the kill was so quick. That's kind of insane. It looked like it was mid-air there while jumping up. Ethan, perfect spot. Didn't do anything wrong there. Very unfortunate. And only one M4 brought into the next round. 13-11 down here. They're going to need a miracle into round number 25. This is the round Mousesports is theirs to lose. And Voxic will open things up. Great shot in the crossing. Stanislaw there. Now they can put the brake for those reactions. No one has to die at this point. Karrigan needs some backup. Challenges alone, and Frozen will be there to do so.
Ethan's reaction just said it all. Mousesports, they're 3 rounds away from sending EG home in the quarters and meeting Astralis in the semis. Karrigan, he may have the crowd now. I doubt he'd have for the Danish crowd with hometown heroes Astralis tomorrow. Will they get there? Karrigan's taken another step in that direction, and Frozen can't quite finish it neatly, finally. Last bullet before he tucked in on the half wall. Just 2 remain. That preserved M4 from Breezy is there.
Well, this is it now. Breezy can find multiple frags. There's a chance, but Frozen is decimating his opposition now. Cirque, the last player, they know exactly where he is. They can send the bomb flying up towards A. It is going to be 14-11. There was a chance there towards B. Some good HGs coming through. Solid flashbangs as well, but only a couple of kills found. Mousesports will be absolutely fine with that as Cirque looks to save weaponry once again. He's got a smoke and a couple of flashes and a P250, so some valuable kit to take to the next round. But 14-11, getting closer and closer to that 2-0 scoreline. Mousesports have really stabilized here after losing 3 rounds in a row. It's currently 6-3 in their favor in the second half.
That round before, I'm just going to clarify which one that was. Okay, so this is round 25. That 24th round on Inferno, remember it, because it painted the picture of just like how crucial that win was for EG to be broken, concede 14, choose, and a shot like that from Frozen gives them the way into the site.
It shouldn't have happened.
It's crazy, isn't it?
A lot of pros have been saying this recently. Like, it wasn't so much that right now, because they've been saying with the Kree being implemented, you could play the perfect round as a CT side, but still, the Ts can just make mistakes, they can make incorrect moves, the Krieg will save them. That was the AK-47 that time, so you can't really blame the weaponry, but it shouldn't have happened. EG actually were so well set up for it. They had the advantage. The smoke was down. They couldn't have done anything more. It was just very, very unlucky.
Oh, demoralizing.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Round 26, they are fully equipped here. Cirque with the UP. Same story for Voxic. He seems to be getting most of the action. Can't afford to give up another round here. There'll be series points.
Let's see the Karrigan call. We'll retrieve the bomb, and they do have eyes on Banana, so they can walk out silently, regaining that control. Cirque has mid now, who will be jiggling for that. Hold the line for any Rops hijinks, which is, I mean, you know exactly where he's going to be. If you're playing against Mousesports on your CT side, Apps often housing the Estonian wonder child, and now Karrigan finding a way in, leading by example, gets the first frag onto B. Tarek has to get more than one. Nice connection. Good spray control. Does take Frozen out of the round, but they're not committing necessarily to B. Look at the flank, though. Karrigan's positioned himself so beautifully to catch Tarek in transition. Oh, that's brilliant.
No way.
Galaxy Brain strikes again, and now just 2 remain.
That was actually kind of wild. Tarek, he had no business finding that kill. 20 HP, 1 bullet would have taken him down, but there's still a chance here as Rops will at least get control towards Ava. Stanislaw, he's got a bit of an off angle. He's going to get the kill, no problem whatsoever. And now Voxic left in a 3 versus 1. A miracle round there from EG. After the first pick towards B, it looked like they were done, but Tarek holds on, holding the Coffin's position. Mousesports inside. It will be 14-12 now. 3 players surviving as well. Cirque keeps hold of the AWP, but still with the reinvestment required going to the next round, is still in a very dangerous position. With all the grenades and a couple of weapons that need to be purchased here, they lose this round and they could be done for.
Tarek. He was left to hold B all on his own. Karrigan got that first frag. They're posturing towards your site. You're the last man standing on it. You've got 20 HP.
Karrigan hits that shot, the round's done.
Wow.
They'll go plan B. There's no chance you get a retake here. Last of the Mousesports gold into round number 27. 3 players towards quad, a similar setup we saw from the international squad in the first half. Cirque, Aiting and Stanislaw underneath the atrium.
Oh, a combination of nades and Ethan spray gives them that early man advantage. Contrasting to the round before. A real leg up into the round and a crucial one.
Not much left. 3, they get 4 smokes, 1 flashbang, no Molotovs. Bombs way back in spawn. Karrigan, as usual, using suggestion to keep rotations on the other side of the map from his teammates. Drops the smoke in CT spawn. Cirque will find the second kill of the round. That's going to be Voxic going down here, looking very good for the North Americans now. Last round shouldn't have been theirs, but they managed to stabilize now. 5 versus 2, as Stanislaw will get yet another frag, this time through the smoke.
All right, Chris J, I'm giving you a go on walking through smokes. It's twice. He's fallen foul with the grey screen from his POV. Rops and Karrigan, they're going to likely get caught here. Cirque, lovely connection, his second of the round. Just making sure that this one goes the way of OG. Keeping things close, no complaints from me, and I'm sure not the crowd. From behind, Tarek will be expected. Can't find the precise first tap, though, and so easy. That's 13 for EG.
Yeah, money shattered as well. Has to be the full eco here. So 14-14 guaranteed. He can't even bring P250s into this round. They've got around $2,000 per player. EG looked like they were down and out. It was Tarek that saved the day, though. They haven't had many heroics from their individuals so far in this series, but this could be enough to take us a nuke. They will have a fully equipped CT side around number 28. Tactical Timeout's not going to do much for Mousesports here, considering, as I mentioned, they've got no money whatsoever. Just going to be discussing their options going forward. Karrigan has $3,600. They could get Voxic and AWP into the next round, but is that going to be their saving grace? Looking to close things out 2-0 here. Everything on the line. EG starting to come to life, though. Starting to see some of that match.
Lovely work from Ethan. Just a couple of suppressing bullets straight towards the log position, and Frozen, he was hiding within it. Down to 50 from the early HEs. No need to be spectacular when you are precise, coordinated, and EG. Coming into round 28, it should be a completely open and shut case. Just the Desert Eagle from Karrigan, the slight cat potential success, and already 1 bullet does land into the shoulder blade of Ethan, but that contest works out wonderfully. The CTs have full control of that.
So Glocks is going to go with the smoke, I'd assume, try and pounce towards Cirque, but he's playing defensively here. He's in a position where he can just take 1 shot and be safe. There it is. Pull back towards Arch. It's a nice shot as well. Takes Chris J. And like you already mentioned, this round should be a foregone conclusion, as we'll see. The clean sweep, not quite. Voxic will get 1 at least, and look at the AWP, but he ain't saving that, let me tell you, but he might be able to cause some damage here. Gets another kill. Impressive. Brings it into a 2 versus 1 with just Glocks there. Not bad.
Yeah, that could not have been a more perfect situation for Voxic, given his sensitivity. He can pivot. Right. It's just 180s, back and forth. No issues. And so, completely even keel. This round is a completely foregone conclusion, but this one, quite the opposite. A crucial one. Will likely determine who will have the upper hand coming into the last.
Well, was that big aggression again.
Wow, look at Tarek. He's even going to get himself towards logs, and in that smoke, he's completely obscured. I'm not sure Carrigan's going to be ready for this. Maybe, just maybe, he caught a glimpse. He did, and he can punish, or can he? Tarek smooth moves onto the logs. He's mantled across, and finally shut down. Advantage Mouse, and he can Carrigan gives him the D in Denmark.
My goodness gracious, it looked like Carrigan was struggling with that situation. He spots the kneecap, and Tarek fumbles the spray, but he leaps up towards the logs there and finds a 5-on-3. Cirque got his clock cleaned there, and we'll see whether Ethan can hold on. Tarek had to do it before. Waiting now, baiting out the utility. Waiting to see if there's a smoke available. Ethan does have one, but is it enough to fend off 4 terrorists waiting outside? Breezy will rotate over, leaving Stanislaw alone towards A. There's still a chance they can bring this one back. It's a high-pressure scenario. Breezy will be there. They've read it well.
So they have their resources in the right place, whatever remains, but let's not forget that trap card. Rops, not yet activated.
30 seconds, Alex.
They've got a Yugi go. Straight in, and he's still going. 3, maybe not anticipating the push, it's Watson to catch him. Mouseport sees the 15th, and the spearhead of the assault is the esteemed in-game leader. Carrigan does it all.
It looked like such a promising push there, but there was one problem. A fly in the ointment, that gap in the smoke. Tarek flashes a little bit of ankle there, and that's all Carrigan needed to get going. He got fired up. He got really going at that point. He saw that, and he pounced upon them. Manages to get the initial spray. Like I said, it was awkward, but then jumping up towards the logs, anything but on the second kill. Manages to get a third. He carries them through the round. As we get into the final here, it's going to be EG said. We said going into the next round, whoever won this one, they would have a massive upper hand, and they've managed to keep 5 players alive as well. Stanislaw goes down here, which is a potential. Voxley right next to him. There's a chance that they lose everything, which they do. They're going to have $1,900 on Ethan.
Oh, geez.
Similar story for Breezy as well. They're going to have to call a tactical timeout here. Everything on the line. Cirque will bring out the AWP. UMP purchase for Breezy. It's all come crumbling down here.
Okay, real talk, question time. Cirque, you've been given the AWP, you know it's probably the best weapon you're going to be presenting into this, potentially the last round of your time here in Odense. Do you really want to take the risk of going aggressive?
I think you have to. We saw it before in this scenario. He didn't go for that at all. He held towards quad, but in this scenario where they've only got UMPs, maybe a couple of pistols being thrown into the mix as well, the chips are down. They need star player to shine. He didn't get going on train at all, but maybe he can save the day and reset absolutely everything here. If they get this one round, we go to overtime. They'll stay on the CT side while they'll have the advantage as well. The final buy's coming through. EG looking down the barrel of tournament elimination here. A 5-7 for Ethan, a UMP for Breezy, a FAMAS for Stanislaw. They don't have a lot, but they're going to have to deliver absolutely everything they can. Final round potentially here. Mousesports with 5 rifles, all the grenades. And what's the play from EG here? Moving towards middle with conviction. Cirque with the AWP. We said he had to step up here, Alex. Can he find the opening kill?
Maybe smoking off middle early. That's 1. No, 2 deployed already. 3 smokes remain for the CT side off the opener. And a 4-man lean towards A, just in case Carrigan had the balls to call something fast.
Yeah, no one wants to make that call right now.
God, no.
Both teams are in default setups. I say that. Tarek is alone towards B. Ethan backing up the A defense on the arch side. Very slow approach so far. No one wants to be the first one to go down here.
Oh, God, imagine that from a human perspective. When the picture is painted like this, a single player can win the round, can either take you to overtime, or your mistake could be the one that costs your team the quarterfinals. Here it comes. Carrigan leaps through the smoke. There's no trade, and stands there as well. EG, they got some fight left, and with just a 5-7, he's taken 2 kills, crucial kills at that. A fight for Breezy's one as well. Mousesport completely ripped.
They go through the smoke. There's been a few awkward moments for Mousesports and that particular bit of utility. They didn't have to rush that scenario, but there they go, one by one. It all falls apart, and it's going to be a full 5 victory there. Clean sweep for EG as we go 15-15. As I mentioned, every set now, MR3, 16K. Staying on the CT side, EG now will have all the resources they need. They managed to battle through that one. Looking for the 3-0 Start here as we get into the first round of overtime. Voxic will change the pace up completely with the AWP purchase. You can see through the smoke one by one, Alex. I can't tell you why they do that. They got 1 minute on the clock, and that's the play you make.
Oh, you know, you can't help but feel, and we don't have the insight, but perhaps Karrigan, he had that feeling. You know, it's not always going to be there, but he trusted his instinct, felt like he had the timing, but leaping through that smoke into the loving embrace of Ethan's pistol. And we're off into overtime, ladies and gentlemen, and a spurt of aggression from EG. Full blind, Ethan unloads his mag, and not quite going to find a frag.
Yeah, they're so good at getting this banana control. 3 players committed at the start of each round. Ethan tucking himself in towards the corner here. Smoke in front of him. Feels better to pull back, though. It'll be Breezy that finds Rops. A deadly player towards the apartments removed.
So consistent battle between the two of them.
Yes, indeed.
27 frags for Breezy. I think we kind of know who's coming out on top.
Well, 5 on 4. Everyone positioned on the T-Steps position right now. The mouth bomb site. They've still got their smokes, their flashbangs. I dare say they're going to finally finish up towards B. But the Orba Voxic, he'll be challenging CT Spawn first, but Cirque is there with equal weaponry. Best they can hope for is a flash over and a quick pick.
There's the flash. But who gets the pick? Cirque holding the line. There's likely going to be another flashbang for this one, but he will still have that reactionary first shot.
Incendiary from Ethan towards Coffins. As soon as Cirque fires a shot, he'll deploy that.
So their protocols are in place. Let's see if the bullets are in the right one. Easy. No flash either. Completely ready to take another fight, and he catches Frozen on the advance. EG spotless on the defense. There's nothing they can do now. Shell-shocked Karrigan and Voxic. They hold their ground. 19 seconds. There's bullets being thrown at them from every direction. They can't leave. Karrigan leaping through a smoke. It's his classic maneuver.
It's his favorite move right now, but there it is. It is going to be a very convincing round once again for EG. Managing to overwhelm the banana position, get the opening pick, and fall back. And a perfect hold from Cirque towards CT Spawn. We saw the setup there. It's Ethan towards Coffins with the Incendiary. As soon as his teammate felt any sort of pressure, he was going to help him out there. But Cirque delivering on every front there, managing to find a couple of kills, hold them at bay, and deny the plant. And we'll see the replay of that now. Chris J trying to take the aggro, but falling back effectively. There was no smoke there to deny his vision. They didn't want to telegraph their play at all. Trying to make their way towards B. Doesn't work out. And this time, Cirque towards B. Aggressive stance, finding their confidence once again. It's a nice opening pick. Stanislaw happy with that.
Oh, they got the mojo flowing now,
Yeah,
Hank. I can see it. It's so visible in the server when EG do have the wind behind their sails. And it has been smooth sailing into overtime. An opening frag into the second, already victorious first. Now Sports, they could almost taste it. Last round snatched from them. Cirque will be forced off. They've conceded the banana control, but no inquisitive CTs just yet. Instead, will be the smoke from Chris, like that's the one. That will separate Cirque. You won't have any support from the library side. About 10 seconds left on that smoke if they did want to try and take that fight, but instead they just hold. Chris J's the only one at the brackets. That changes now. They'll boost him up. You can really put a lot of pressure on the site. Not so much pit, though, and that is where 2 members do lie. Karrigan's, oh, wow. Love the moves to get the info safely. Breezy makes it clear where he is, and he's going to get caught by the boost. I said they couldn't find pit from there, and well, Chris J's proven me wrong. Cirque on the site, Ethan behind, and it's working perfectly for EG.
Yeah, the old bait and switch there. Cirque takes all the aggro toward the bomb side. They didn't anticipate Ethan's position, but Chris J doing his best is not going to be enough as we go to 0 there. Cirque finally looking like himself at this point, hitting absolutely every. It was a very interesting battle towards Arch for him and Voxic, but falling back manages to save the day there. Decent effort from Chris J up on the atrium, does find the quick kill towards the pit, but they didn't anticipate the second player there, and he does just enough. You can see everyone focusing towards the bomb side of that stage. 2-0, Money's still absolutely fine on the T side. They will have a full buy here with the 16K overtime rule set. 4 Kriegs, 1 AK. Can they find a single round here?
I mean, a 3-0, it's surely going to be Nuke. I mean, yes, Mouseboard CT side was, but that's a great start from Cirque. Tags up Karrigan, Chris J. He's got incited, and he finds the first. I'm excited, pushing through. Stan, however, catching Frozen. No trade available. The smoke almost impossible, and Breezy versus Rops. This duel continues, and Breezy definitely going to be the gold medalist in that one. Men remain, and from behind, Chris J.
Oh,
I thought that was the 180. Stan was babysitting and does get caught out. So, a very low HP Karrigan. There's no way you're going to be able to pick up that bomb without some hard work from Woxic, and it will just be Woxic. There's the round. 2 quick kills. Easy peasy. 18 for EG.
3-0 round. We said they'd have the advantage if they managed to take it towards overtime. They certainly cap upon it. It's a very uncomfortable position now for Mousesports. They'll switch over. They had a very successful CT campaign, but remember, to get themselves here, they had to win both pistols. A 5-0 start in the first half as well. They're going to have to replicate that if they're going to stand any chance here. 1 round against them takes us to Nuke, and we're right back into the action here. It's a single orb set up on the CT side of 4 M4s around it. 3 Kriegs for the T's. Surprising that Breezy's on the AK-47, but that's where he wants to go this round.
Evil geniuses. They've taken some hard hits today on the stage. And this quarterfinal could very well be extended. Heroics from that even made this possible.
Yeah, that was the moment.
That was it. That was the shift.
That could have been EG right there. Tarek somehow making it work from the coffins, and then the Ruin. 20 points of health. Just 1 round required on their T side now. They've got mid control. So trying to fend them off. Trolling towards the arch side, but they've got a very efficient arch take. They smoke towards the arch itself, the library. They nullify the AWP. Woxic has no vision right now.
Can be smoked off, he'll play ahead of it. The other one's likely to fade a bit faster. A second flash from him, but they're coming from long. Who's responsible for that in his absence? I'm not sure.
I don't think anyone is at this point.
Oh,
they're going to be pincered. They've got no chance. And through the smoke, luckily, Christian and Rob's more than happy to oblige there. It looked like the perfect pincer. They waited a few more seconds for the smoke to go down. They would have had all the advantage they possibly asked for there. They did all the hard work in the opening segments of the round there, but going through the smoke, Mousesports will definitely be taking this round. It's a 4 versus 1 with Ethan with just 6 points of health. Now 1 more bullet will do it. Some impressive shots there, but still, Mousesports remain in the game for now. 2 to go to get to double overtime. I can't believe that, Alex. It looked like EG
that was
had absolutely wrecked them with the control.
I thought, you know, you forced Woxic off. He plays it smart, gets ahead of that smoke, but look at this from Tarek. Straight through the smoke, 1 by 1. I feel like the first time we've been saying that. These T sides, they've had their shortcomings. And that's the first for Mouse. We said it before, they have to string 3 together. Yes, they did it off the back of a pistol, but this is full buys all the way. And that was where EG started to get comfortable, and Woxic, he's comfortable as he flies through the air. An aerodynamic Turk.
You can see a very different mentality from Mousesports compared to the likes of EG. EG on their CT side, they're battling with 3 players with Banana every single time. Mousesports a little bit more cagey. Just hold crossfires on the A site, deep, buried in towards B. Frozen and Karrigan wait patiently. To go for another default here, Ethan confirms that Banana is clear. They recover the bomb from T steps. Chris J, I think he's boosted on the H and potentially could be underneath it, which he is.
First utility exchange. Will lock stick out. Breezy's going to do the dribble smoke towards balcony, combined with a replacement for Woxic's smoke. Doesn't look like it's going to be that A finish. 3 members. Rob's looking towards the balcony. Woxic, he's there in tow. Again, they concede that long. It worked for them once. Will it work again? From balcony, they drop. He has the info. 1. Not sure if he caught a glimpse of the second. Tagging him up nicely. Looking for the line, but they can't plant there. They continue to be relatively hesitant. Nice shot from Breezy. 3 more on that balcony, and they're staying there. At least 2 members still on that higher elevation over the smoke. Another 3 frags away from EG taking us to a 3rd map. It's looking all too good now. They don't have to rush this, but with 25 seconds, there is a little bit of anxiety about getting into that site. Not anymore. Breezy relieves it all. Chris J's gone. Frozen and Karrigan left to preserve Inferno. You want all the pistols, all the stars aligned, but EG, a hero round from Tarek puts them here. 9 seconds.
Hold on.
And Frozen.
Wait.
Hang on a second.
No, no,
5 seconds. He has got the bomb down, but I'm not sure he can get his gun out. There we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, Mousesports. I don't even think they believe it.
It looked like it was an impossible task there, Alex. A 4 versus 2. They took all the time in the world. It was absolutely fine there to confirm the site was clear, but a little bit too much apprehension once again, and EG give the round up. One by one, they went down. We didn't see the first kill from Frozen, but how did he open things up? That's where it all started. Karrigan chiming in at the same time as well. The spray, it lands towards Breezy. He has to get the bomb down. He's got no choice but to do so. I can't believe that round for them. It was all said and done.
I'm not sure we're going to finish in one OT here. That's going to put so much into the Mousesports camp. Reinvigorated. 3 members of the 5, they're sitting there watching a 2v4. They're ready to prepare for nuke. They're thinking about it.
They're already taking their headphones off. It's all ready to go.
Putting their shoes back on.
Well, the first bit of damage comes through. It's still the same scenario. 1 round for EG will end it all. They have the advantage for now, and Ropt, he's been getting absolutely wrecked. Apartment position by Breezy, but that grenade, that's a strong one. Doesn't do too much damage, just behind Tarik there. So Karrigan low. He'll have to hold behind second oranges. I believe Frozen's boosted up a new boxes once again. Smoke goes down. Not feeling comfortable. They've got 3 players towards B. So EG, they end up towards A here. Only 2 players on the site. Looking good in terms of the control. Once again, Mousesports not really battling at any part of the map.
Very close hold on A. Stacked up on top of each other. Won't be able to find them both, I suppose, is the thought process. Rop's also with a good line towards balcony should they emerge from there. Rotate from Woxic. Of it is not ideal. 40 seconds for the Mousesports defense. EG, though, yet to find the opening frag. They've had the lead in opening duels throughout Train and Inferno, but this one, this first frag, so crucial.
It's a fake towards B, Alex.
A full fake. Flashes over from Cirque, Smoke as well. What's the reaction from the CTs? 3 are there. Tarik's going to full commit to this one. He has to try and sell it as best he can. His Flames do eliminate Frozen.
Oh, they're rotating from A.
They're falling off completely.
Oh, it's happening.
Look at this. Completely open sight. It's the dream. And EG, could this really be it? I'm not going to celebrate prematurely. Bomb in, a 4v4, a 4-man retake with very limited utility aside from the Dutchman. Chris J has managed to sneak past the lurking Orp, and he's so distant, he's going to have to close that gap just in case the frags come in the same way they did the round prior. Rop's advancing from the smoke. Cirque could catch Karrigan here, and he does. That's neat, that's tidy. The first for Chris, he needs a second. Rop's in tow, needs to find the quicker to pit. And Woxic left. There is not much time left on that bomb, and 2 members. Ethan, he can survive just by standing completely still, like statues. Another bullet, this time connects, and this is gonna go to 3. EG, what an endurance battle this was. It's a marathon, and it's only map 2.
An amazing Counter-Strike series is unraveling before our very eyes here. EG looked like they were done after Train. They were down 5-0 on this second map, but they were resilient. They managed to pull it back all the way to overtime there. Even towards the end of regulation, it was Tarik that had to keep them alive. There were some heroics. We hadn't seen many of those from EG so far, but still very impressive performance there. They close it in overtime, and we move on to Nuke.
Wow, a recap of Inferno. Karrigan did secure the pistol for them. It was all smiles, and Woxic, what an ace. One of the best of the year, perhaps. Watch this one back. Exceptional, but not enough to close it out. We go the distance. I'm not complaining. I'm sure you're not too. Join us as we break the break.
That's all they wanted. And credit to Eds, who did the unthinkable to take down world number 2. Comebacks in all fashions. You can't mess with greatness. You can't mess with history.
It's called the biggest esports event on the planet for a reason. The pounding beats louder here in Katowice.
He wasn't the classic nerdy computer kid in school. He was one of the ones to get a girlfriend first and a very social person.
Typical for Finn is that he is very determined.
Ist egal, ob es jetzt beim Kartenspielen ist oder beim Tischtennis oder beim Computer, er gibt nicht auf.
What he really wants is to win a major. It's his dream, and therefore it's also my dream for him to get that.
I came from a city that is not that bigger than Odense. Like, came from the beach and then I come to a colder place. But it's nice, a new experience. I never had this in my life.
I've had the chance to work with many people from many countries.
Like a lot of people in tech these days, I found myself over in San Francisco. I started talking to people and they're like, oh, you're doing robotics, you need to go down to this place called Odense. I couldn't have wound up in a better place.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Never let you double cross them. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed, nah, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. And you know the guy, I'm coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing us back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls, and I spread good vibes. Young divine, you know I gotta shine. Raise your hands for a good time. Aye.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move. 3, 2, bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know, like I know, we'll take it round and round. Yo, hold up, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone will show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so that means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide, and with the rhymes that make the dimes, I'll close their eyes and fantasize. I'm divine calling their phone number. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats on stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young, black, successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Vibe until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, The Road to Odense, Betway, Mountain Game Fuel, and Pay Safeguard.
with all the clutches won here on the side of Mousesports, it's the first kills, 22-14, that look promising for the Evil Geniuses and actually helped them to secure this map victory. The second map is done and dusted. Inferno out of here, and it's the Evil Geniuses are going to find success, 19-17. Welcome back to the ESL Pro League Finals. Things are really heating up here as we look towards that last map, and moreover, the Evil Geniuses get back to rhythm right here. We're going to go ahead and jump over to the Telestration segment right now. We do have Chad and Davey heading by to take a look at Evil Geniuses early in that first half.
Yeah, a lot happened in that game, and there's a lot to break down, but what I want to look at is that first half. So, Davey, hit that econ graph for me right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you can notice this line, well, it looks pretty bloody even. That's to do with the bank balance, how much is spent in the round. Both teams, within the first 5-6 rounds of the game, were constantly investing. And you can see what happened eventually when the side of EG were able to win a round, it just put Mousesports' economy in the bin. That's because these rounds, they were constantly being able to buy in, get bomb plants, and make either 1v1s or 2v1 situations. And that is just going to apply a lot of pressure. That was also helped by a lot of banana control. Now, there was a round, Dave, you want to take a look at, so let's jump in here. We're going to start with just this banana control coming in from the likes of EG. They don't get it as easy as what they have been, but they've been conditioning Mousesports. And what that's going to do is, we'll see later on, that they leave Karrigan on the site when normally it's Chris J. So you can see here, Ethan gets banana, he stands in the smoke, he does all his annoying stuff there, setting up. Karrigan's on the site with Frozen. And now we're going to look at this AXQ that you want to talk about, Davey.
Yeah, so what we're going to see here is we're actually going to see Mousesports, like Chad was saying, they sort of switch up how they play this. So normally, you'd see Woxic playing in this position right here. And so what EG does, was we're going to see later on, is they throw smokes towards the arch and towards library. And what they're going to do, I'm going to play this and watch this forward, but as you can see, what has happened is Woxic's changed his position, and he's actually playing inside of the arch to be a fast rotation over towards the B site. So we're just going to keep play this, clear that, and so they're going to throw the 2 smokes here coming up. Now, so what happens this round is Ethan actually, he's going to go around this corner before smoke pops, and before this smoke pops, he's going to go around this corner first. Now there's 2, maybe he's just going too early, but I don't think so, and I'm going to explain why. Because they're used to Woxic playing in this spot here. So normally what the CT Opera would do here when they see these smokes coming out is they would be throwing counter utility towards here. So I think what EG was trying to do is to get Ethan around that corner to catch him with his nades out. Unfortunately, Woxic had changed his position, so that didn't work, and he does end up going down. But EG is still able to come up, wrap around here, and because Woxic is now playing towards CT, he's not in a position to help his teammates who are in pit. EG is able to split the site from 3 different spots, and they're able to take the A site, eventually killing the players in the pit.
Yeah, and that there is how that round went down pretty simply. Nothing too difficult about that one.
Yeah, and I think the real lesson learned here, guys, is deception is a snitch.
Wow. Okay.
No?
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
No. Well, see, that game right there, like, we just broke down what happened, kind of the themes within that first half. But this man on your screen right here, he had some massive moments. This game as well, when you look even to that last round of overtime where the fake was being called by EG, there's so many different points to this game to be breaking on down. I'm just glad it delivered in an entertaining way.
It certainly did, Davey.
Yeah, that fake right at the end there, I mean, you know, we want to give credit to the fake. It was a good call, but it was a pretty standard fake, all things considered. I think the nerves might have got to Mousesports a little bit. They definitely rotated too early. The guys at the B site, they didn't see more than 1 person there. So I don't know why such a heavy rotate came out at that point with 15 seconds left.
Which is, it's a wild scene that we have painted here for us. I mean, looking at these 2 maps, what do you guys think when we compare and contrast the difference between the teams on different maps?
Look, I know this. I know we went overtime. I know it was a close game. I know we had all those highlights and stuff, but I think EG were the better team. I think they were the better team on this map right here. I think they had a better game plan, a better approach. I think Mousesports pulled more rounds out of their ass, right? I think that they had more miracle rounds coming through, or 3v5s where they're jumping into bomb sites and getting like jumping AK
or even the 2 versus 4 in overtime.
Exactly, and then you have the situation Karrigan and Banana, like the smoke that they were throwing when EG were doing their banana control. Tarek goes to logs, but there was a gap because of a Molotov that Karrigan just saw. He gets 3 entry kills off of that. It's like those kind of rounds aren't happening every day of the week, whereas EG had more consistency to their game plan. They were just losing to, I don't want to say unlucky rounds, I just want to say the skillful brilliance. Yeah, mistakes, sure.
Yeah, you know, I look at this and I never thought that this was going to come down to the wire like it did. And here we have it. We have one more map. One more map for the day. One more map for the quarterfinals, and definitely one more map between Evil Geniuses and Mousesports. We're going to look ahead to Nuke, but we got to go to a break first. Make sure that you get your lickies and chewies, you get your popcorn, you get your candy, and join us. We'll be right back after this for the conclusion of our second quarterfinal. This is the ESL Pro League. We'll be right back.
Baby, you feel
Take me to a place I know, somewhere I can feel my soul. Lately I'm skiing low, so hollow. I've never felt so alone. I need you more than you know. Cause baby, you feel like home.
And I see we're there. And I feel the light, and I feel the same. Forever hold, no matter if we cast away. A fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where when I wake right from the start, I see the end. All torn apart.
Being here in Odense, obviously some good memories and some bad memories are coming. I think the best memory is when we made the final. A lot of Danish fans cheering for us, so I think that's the best memory I have. It means a lot to have an event in Denmark. I think we needed that for a long time. There's a lot of Danish fans out there, always sold out. So I'm happy to play on the stage here in Odense, if that's the case. And I'm just happy so many fans are cheering for me as an individual, since I played on different teams now here in Odense, and I'm just happy when they show up. Our performance at CSC was kind of mixed in the beginning. We were down a lot against Tyloo. Probably shouldn't have won that game, but in the end we won the Tyloo game and made it all the way to the finals, and then beat ENCE 2-0 in the finals. So it feels really good to have won a bigger tournament now. It gives a lot of confidence, I hope. We have to see how we play this tournament, the tournament of the year, kind of. It's one of the last with all the big teams, so this is here where we want to perform, right? And we did great last time on Pelé, so I hope we can do the same in Odense. We have very specific goals, but obviously the one we wanted to achieve this year and within the time frame we had was ending in top 5, meaning you need to win a big trophy. So we want a bigger trophy now, and hopefully if you can go to a semi-final here, that will push us up the ranking for 220. So definitely top 5 is the goal, and that's the goal we have to reach before we can even dream about bigger goals.
Well on their way to a semi-final. It is the Mousesports who do concede the second map to the Evil Geniuses, 19-17 in overtime. However, Nuke is still on the cards here. Both teams looking to secure this and advance on into that semi-final. And so are we. We want to know who wins this one just as bad as you do. But before we get there, we draw this one out for you all. And we do have Chad over there with his crayons.
Yeah, so guys, just as a quick one, this is something we've seen from Mousesports earlier in the tournament, and they've really been struggling on their T-sides. This is one that production didn't understand, so I'm going to try and explain it again. They have a play to get themselves down secret every single time because we know the CTs have been throwing a Molotov that lands right here to extinguish smoke walls. What I want to talk about is the way that Mousesports do it. You can see Woxic right here with a Molotov in his hand. He's going to throw a Molotov that is going to land just here, and then in the back lines, his teammates are setting up the smoke smoke wall. That smoke wall is going to land on their Molotov so it cannot be extinguished. Let me just show you how that looks in play. We're going to see the Molotov land, then the smoke is going to land directly on top of that, and that means they can get down every single time. Now, there is a little bit of a delay from Frozen because he gets blind here, but this is something they can use as a team. They can get down very quickly, and it's consistent. The people who have to deal with that is Cirque, AWPing outside, Stan, who's going to be playing towards main, and Tarek, who can be rotating through this secret position. He plays ramp. So let's look out for that trio and how they're going to deal with it.
Yeah, and the difference here, we're talking about cover, we're talking about concealment, not cover. And Davey, is that going to be enough here? Is that going to be one of the key ingredients that we see?
Yeah, absolutely. The battle for outside is a tale as old as time as far as Nuke is concerned. Yep. It's always been a battle. That's why you have that's why in-game leaders for most teams are actually the guys that play that main position. You got Glaive on Astralis, Stanislav for EG. It's pretty common to see. So yeah, this is absolutely a huge battle for outside. I don't think we're necessarily going to see that specific thing every single round, but we're going to see it a lot from both teams.
Well, let's talk a little bit about individuals at this point. Let's kind of flip it around a little bit here and talk about who we want to see step up going into this last map.
Well, I wanted to see Stan at a very high intensity coming into this, and now considering how close that last map was, look, he's sitting at the bottom of the stats right now for this team. I want him to lift it. I want him to get fired up.
Davey?
Yep, I agree. Love him. He's one of my closest friends in the scene, so I absolutely want to see him show up big for this team.
Perhaps it is time for Evil Geniuses to rise above Mousesports, but the only time that I watch is Nuke time. I'm ready to get into this last map of the series, the 6th one on the day. And we're going to be doing it with Henry Greer and Alex Richardson.
Thank you so much, Trace. It's all about the Nukie. Let's get into our 3rd map. It's time to lock in our final semi-finalist. 1 spot, 2 teams, EG and Mouse. I'm joined by Henry G, and we are into the play. Love that breakdown from Chad. Really gets me going.
Well, Ben, it will be a T-start here for Evil Geniuses, and we've got some lobby aggression from Chris J. He'll open things up nicely, a clinical shot towards the squeaky door room, and now, what's the play? What are they going to do with this man disadvantage? It's actually going to be a 5 versus 3. Frozen needs to fall back here, takes a few bullets, but now needs to hold on to the advantage.
That advantage is so big, so early. 2 bodies dropped. Aggressive 3-man push. And look what that's done to the rest of them. Cirque's the one that perhaps could be the linchpin to somewhat of a comeback in this, and jumping for info gets it. He's making plenty of noise, but they know there's one holding the rafters. Likely comes as no surprise. Stacked up on top side, Cirque continues to try and take that fight. The swing from Frozen is there, and not winning the fight cleanly. Cirque does get another chance. He gets 2. We're back to a 3v3, folks, and 60 seconds on the clock. EG have been gifted a way back in.
Is it enough, though, Alex? 3-on-2 now. Voxy pulls one back with the P2000. Tarek yet to strike in this round. He makes his way out of the hut and needs to recover that bomb. And it looks as a great position from Carrigan here, but close range. A Glock should have come out on top, but he does hold strong. Cirque now already found 2 kills in the round. Takes himself to 8 HP. That's far from ideal. And at this point, it looks like the round might be done. Another push coming from the CTs here. Cirque would have to find some clinical headshots. I don't think that's going to be delivered at this point. Trying to find $300 if possible. 20 seconds remain, and it's just a matter of time before he knows Chris J's in that position, but at this point, this waiting to go down. 1 bullet will do it, and Voxic finds it. A chance there, absolutely. A 5-on-3, a couple of kills towards a heaven position. A nice point of access there, but no bomb planted. Only going to be $2,000 per player now. And will they force buy in the second? The push from Chris J. No one watching the ramp room whatsoever. And at that point, forcing them to commit towards outside.
Ooh, Frozen shot. Yeah, didn't get to see that the first time. Thank God we do. Real precise stuff from Frozen. And the start Mousesports wanted. It's going to be the force and response from EG on this T side.
It is indeed. CZs and Deagles and all 5 players towards the lobby for now. So going to be focusing towards the ramp, try and keep it close range. Rob's, though, very capable in this position. He'll drop the smoke to deny the rush at least, but takes his vision away for a second. It costs him the control. A decent grenade will do some damage there, but he's going to be overwhelmed by the Zeds, but he's managing it very well. 2 headshots delivered, and will be Cirque to Wallbanger to finish things off there. Lurk from Stanislaw is shut down. The only objective they can really have now is planting the bomb. That will be guaranteed here. Cirque, joined by Breezy, they've got the FAMAS, but a 4-on-2 retake here.
Nice little splash of cash for EG. Anything more they can take away from the CTs here as a bonus. Well, Cirque's not going to be able to make too much more of an impact. He did throw the FAMAS off to Breezy, and now standing his ground in the flames. He actually gets away from it as well. A chance for a third! Breezy! Oh, and Carrigan, he only had 14 HP. That's not far off from being ungodly. But a second secured for Mouse. Breezy reminds them and tells them exactly what's coming in this 3rd map of the series. He's looking hot.
We saw this on Inferno. This is almost exactly what happened on their CT side. They had a successful pistol. Second round was looking good. It comes right down to a 1 versus 1. That's going to forced by once again. We saw the Galils on Inferno. I suspect the same thing coming through in round number 3. And yes, they're being purchased now. A great attempt there. Tarek is like, yeah, respect. It's like you had no business getting close to that round. And there will be Galils, 1 AK-47 and a Krieg. It's a very similar scenario. If they win this round, there'll be no money left on the Mousesports side.
Perhaps once bitten, twice shy. Mousesports won't be losing an here on Nuke. Woxic, actually, there's a gap in that smoke, and the second he has a look, he does get tagged down to 30. That could really make it difficult to hold the outside. He's not alone, though, and Chris Chase at the moment smoked off. The Astralis smokes, and Chris Chase is going to walk through it. Oh, another Chris Chase smoke push.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of that today, isn't he? Hasn't already worked out at all. It's going to be the early advantage for EG on this force. It will be the Krieg to find the opening frag. Damage inflicted towards Voxic as well. He'll have to just cower in towards CT spawn and deny access towards Heaven. Rob's passive as well. A lot of KG setups in the CT side of Mousesports so far, but that's very impressive from Voxic. Knew he had to get an advantage, and he does take down Breezy, but Cirque is hot on his heels.
This is such a peculiar fight to be happening so early into the round. It's 45 seconds, and Cirque playing evasive. Will pop his head up to say hello, and it's a hard shot, but Woxic actually connects. Robs could even finish that. Where's the call? Where's the comms? He would have the line. In fact, I think he did. There it is, finally. Seizing the advantage back, Woxic doing so much after taking early damage. A frag and a dink converted. They do descend to the lower site. Frozen will be receiving them.
Great movement from him, though. He spots the information on 2 of them, rotates towards the bomb site. They've got no idea. That's the bomb denied. There's 10 seconds remaining. He might have done enough here, but Ethan fighting back. This kill might decide that, but there we go. It is going to be Mousesports stabilizing towards the end. Got a little bit out of control there for 1 second. They lost the opening pick, and Voxic had to fight back from CT spawnable positions there. Painted into a corner, still managed to get the dink on Cirque at range. Then it was Robs to close things out there, force him down towards lower, and really nice play from Frozen. Didn't overcommit, didn't take the challenge, made sure he had positional control towards the bomb site there with the clock running incredibly low.
Yeah, Woxic. He was responsible for outside. They tag him up, they take Warehouse, but still manages to contribute enough. Frozen finishing it off, and Tarek looking to start things off straight through with a CZ. And Carrigan, no more bullets, doesn't need any. His teammates are keeping him safe and sound for now, but Ethan will take him out. And another one from Ethan. Ethan actually not far off from 3. Good damage inflicted. Really are on your toes constantly versus Evil Geniuses.
This is exactly what happened in Inferno. It was a 5-0 deficit, but all the rounds are so closely contested up until that point. They just had a single round at that stage, and then Mousesports crumbled. Carrigan, though, completely blind, somehow manages to get 2 here. Fair play to him. The bomb goes down, but Ethan, you were right. He almost got 3 kills out of this one. 3 bullets left in the CZ. Wasn't quite enough at that point. 4-0 comes through, but the buy is available now for EG. Rifles across the board, all the utility they could ask for, and the money is at absolute 0 for Mousesports, even though they found a 4-0 start here, and towards outside we go. For Voxic has been very impressive so far. Great grenade as well. Down to 6 HP.
That hurts. That hurts so impossible to comprehend. How does a nade? It must have been 2.
Must have been.
Oh, they'll use that disadvantage to try and manufacture the advantage. They'll use Ethan to secret. And, well, finished off by Robs. Can't transfer. It's perfect. Their spacing was good, but look at the damage inflicted. My goodness, another frag, but all of them
great smoke.
Hamstrung, and the smoke arrives just as they descend.
So they know exactly where EG are now. They've spotted a couple of guys down towards Secret. They smoked them out. They've got the man advantage. Stanislaw's low. Same story for Cirque as well. Voxic just making sure they're locked in towards that position, but he does avert his gaze for a second. Cirque sneaks out. That's the bomb. Nails him. That's such a great shot. Such a quick sniper. And now, at this point, that should be another frag. Doesn't quite connect, but doesn't have to commit to that one. They've got a massive lead here.
Knows he's done enough. Carrigan gonna get caught with nade in his hand. Woxic in the meantime did deal with outside, so this becomes a very difficult clutch, and Woxic got a 4th, I believe. No, 3 in the round. Christian Robs, one of the early contributions. Wow, Mousesports, they get that 5-0 lead. They have been taking leads across this series. Inferno, both pistols, and that 5-0 start that you were referencing, it's been acquired once again.
Yeah, but this time the bomb doesn't go down for EG. That was the big difference maker on Inferno. They were planting every single round, then 1v1s ensued. At this point, yes, they have maximum loss bonus, but they haven't planted in 2 rounds, meaning they get $3,400 per player. They're all hovering just under $4,000. It has to be a partial buy, really. They can't apply any more pressure. And this is the chance for Mousesports to actually build up that reservoir of cash now. The auto shotgun comes in for Karrigan. It's actually a great little purchase considering the round is coming up next, and that's a nice shot. So really enjoying what he's putting down right now. So precise, so fast.
He was presented 2 targets, and that's like an AWPer's nightmare, right? You end up just kind of faffing between the 2 of them.
Splitting the
difference. But he chose a target so damn quick.
So the auto shotgun, you don't see it too often, but on Nuke it does make a few appearances from time to time.
Yeah, shout out to Boomich. I just love it when he picks that one up. And Karrigan's doing exactly what the Na'Vi in-game leader does with it. Close quarters, and Tarik, he's about to present the first. Oh, good opportunity. Karrigan takes a little too long to find the first, and so he will go down. Damage inflicted into the others, and his teammates doing all their hard work. Oh, wow. Frozen doesn't let go of W.
Karrigan helps him out there with a bit of damage into USP, can get a single headshot kill. 3 versus 2 as Ethan pulls one back. Christian though spots Surf from above, and that should be the round completed. Ethan has to reload the Krieg. It's so awkward.
Yeah, the Krieg with no bullets and a CZ with no bullets. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's the IKEA pistol. You've got to build it yourself, Alex.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially because the Swedes are really good at it.
Exactly.
Oh.
That is a line from back in the day. I have used that about 4 years ago when Fnatic were the best team, but I just thought I'd bring it back.
Oh, you didn't have to spoil it for me, man. I mean, you know what? I think there's a rule. Past a year,
sure.
It's completely free game. And 6-0. This not looking like a free game for EG. Moxic, a pillar of consistency outside for now, but the smokes are there, and Stan is too. They'll be crossing to Secret and providing that lower presence that does put pressure on the CTs. You can see immediately Frozen will rotate down the vents.
Well, down he goes. It's quick access from the T side here, but the Molotov will give up Stan's position. Doesn't have the element of stealth on his side anymore. Position towards the ramp. Christian, I think, is boosted in that position. You see this about once a half. Oof. If they go towards it, it's very difficult to flush out, but you need a bit of backup to actually bait you in somewhat. Are they going to check this one? We'll see. Chris J up above, and he doesn't make a clean kill initially, but there's the second. Looking for a third now. He'll drop down, and it still is an equal trade. Did a decent job there. Not as
spectacular.
Pretty as like, yeah.
Yeah. Rops, he makes up for it. Quick catch onto Stan. They knew he was coming eventually. Just like that, Karrigan gives him the advantage back, takes the push, wanted the info. Rops! Oh my God, he has got robotic aim in the game today. 2 with that, and a third as well. I don't even think he needed to reload.
Damn, son. That was absolutely wild. It looked like that was the access point to the round. He was stuck in the vents. He had to swing out, and somehow has the presence of mind to preemptively fire towards that squeaky door position, but he doesn't miss a beat. That's unbelievably good. Here's Robs kicking off the round here. The AK-47 looking absolutely brutal. What did the third kill look like? Waiting toward that squeaky door position, bomb down. Oh, there's no one stopping him right now.
Yeah, he still had 15 bullets left. He was comfortable. And so are Mousesports. Wow, coming into Nuke, a third map after being so close to 2-0ing. And Chris J draws blood early. Breezy, you wanted to catch an advantage. That just a sea of flame towards the top site. And Chris J wants to twist the knife. He continues his advance, and Stan caught unawares, bomb loose. Mousesports, they are taking these fights, and they're so comfortable in them at the moment. Ethan, he's not much he can do now. Half health with a CZ75. Mission accomplished. Ooh, Moxic, that's a bit of a weird one. He will finish him off. God damn, Rops.
Just the tabs coming through.
This is, I mean, the come-up story of Rops is one of my favorites. And if you haven't seen I think it was the Face It Major, fantastic documentary.
Oh yeah, that's a good
one. Really good to shed some light on the player and his growth and his grind. He was visiting his mother's office just to grind out FPL for the internet connection. I mean, that's it. And now with the Estonian flag on his jersey, he himself with a solid lead in the third map to secure a semi-final bout versus the Great Danes of Astralis waiting. And Tarik, he makes us wait a little longer for the next round. He does catch the first, but Moxic close quarters, easy peasy. An 8th for Mouse. EG yet to get off the starting mark. This is going to be happening. Haven't seen the timeout necessarily. Perhaps it's time to just take a breather.
I think that would be the right here in number 9. They're going to bring out the AWP for Cirque for the first time as well. They have had some decent approaches here. It's not like they're playing a bad game necessarily, just when they get this advantage, Rops just goes absolutely berserk on them. KK in his hands is just looking like a thing of beauty. Into the round number 9 is not going to be a pause at all here. Cirque with no utility, but he does have the sniper heading towards Squeaky Door. Presumably going to look towards main entrance, and there is a positioned player there. Tarik needs to fend off Chris J, who's been so good at forcing the issue. Here's the pin pulled on the flash, and he's going to sit in that smoke for now, allow players to go past him, which they have.
He can do a lot here, Tarik expecting it, but dealt with. Chris J now maneuvers smoke. He's going to... Oh! He's going to be kept safe. Woxic arrives outside. And his eyes towards Silo, which is where the trade would have come from, but Ethan's forced to cower. Yep. He cannot commit.
Back as well, a perfect approach there. I don't know how Chris J survives that one, but Rops, I'm not surprised at that. He continues his domination towards the ramp room. It's going to be a 5 versus 2. Need to keep the money strong here on the CT side. Sure, they've won 8 rounds in a row, but the rounds have been contested. Need to keep all 5 up if they can possibly help it. It will be Ethan, still on the silo for now. Dropping down. And another shot from Rops.
You cannot enter ramp room. It's not ramp room, it's Rops room. You can't go near it. He's got the door closed. He's got his edgy stickers on it. No parents, keep out.
Gaming in process.
Gaming
World-class gaming. That's unbelievable. Well, there we go. Another round slips by the wayside for EG. And this time they will take a tactical timeout by the sounds of things here. But still, no bomb planted. Maximum loss bonus only getting so far on the T side. They've got about $3,500 per player. The very top end is Breezy with $4,100. So CZ's, Mac 10's, more of the same, to be honest with you. They need to find something here. Any round will do at this point. So what's the choice? The defaults are working out for them. Haven't had a plant in a while, and Chris J just absolutely destroying them here. This is the moment he should have gone down, but his teammate, Voxic, saves the day. Guarantees the round, and Rops goes towards ramp. The second was just wonderful. Cirque had no chance. He had the AWP, bear in mind, as well.
Yeah, 12 frags for Rops in just 9 rounds of play. And I think that his presence in ramp and his constant successes there have made EG's T side look a little flimsy. I mean, yes. They keep trying, posturing, and into the round we go, and into the push. And into the bloodshed go EG. There's nothing they could do about that.
Yeah, went for the Squeaky Door rush, but this being sprayed through the smoke continuously here. Chris J and Frozen working in tandem. They haven't even taken any damage yet, Alex. It's a 5-on-1 once again, and it's another clean sweep as they find double digits here on the CT side of Nuke. In our quarterfinal, it looks like EG might have run out of steam here.
Who would win in a battle, an evil genius or 5 mice? Well,
we might have our answer soon.
Yeah, it seems that way. I'm not going to lie, Henry, when I saw EG find that mojo towards the closing stages into overtime of Inferno, to see them win it,
good, right?
I was concerned that mousesports wouldn't be able to keep it up, but they have done more than that. They've exceeded all expectations. This defense has been infallible.
Well, towards outside we go, looking for the wall of smokes here. They'll boost towards T-Red here. Cirque 4-10 right now. Difficult to really come online in the T side of the AWP. It's valuable for opening picks. This would be one of them. And there is a player there. Misses the unfortunately, a very difficult one, admittedly.
Another chance, another miss. What is Rops up to? Does tuck himself in towards the box, and that's a lot of presence. You can't push towards heaven, can't try and flush Chris J out. With Rops holding that line and Circle with a very difficult shot. The tip of a CT's head.
Smoke deployed by Rops, though, trying to get out of this sticky situation he's found himself in. He's created a wall, and Chris J's created a mess of Tarik. And will be a reply from Cirque. Finally, a shot, but still with the man advantage is mousesports. A minute on the clock, and it looks like a bit of a brawl towards outside. All tactics have been thrown out the window here, and the bomb's down towards CT spawn here. How do they possibly recover this and then go and plant as well?
I mean, this round looks lost. Chris J, he's the one to find the frags, but it was him and Rops in tandem that worked so well. Good, easy, there we go. A stabilization, but with 35 seconds, there has to be some improvisation. Stan will be out to retrieve that bomb with the additional frag of Cirque. But with 25 seconds, what's the call? Breezy pushed up nicely here. He can catch Woxic, but it does seem like he's got his eye pressed to the scope, and timing could favor him. It certainly doesn't favor EG at this point in time. Look at that. 15 seconds, no access to the top site. Breezy is in hut. Woxic has the frag, and the bomb is not going to go down! Oh, he makes it look like a shotgun! 5 seconds, there's nothing Cirque can
No.
Another round for Mouse and Wopsik. How does he use that AWP so effectively? Any range, any opponent. And it seems that Evil Geniuses, oh, look at the stats. This whole series, it has been an EG lead in opening, even though Mousesports were managing to take the lead, both Train and Inferno, but 91%, if my eyes don't deceive me. Let's see that from Wopsik. This second frag.
You can see the scramble from Stanislaw there. He's got to make a decision. Do I plant the bomb with 7 seconds? Or do I just take the bullet? What can I do at this possible moment as they have to take another partial bye into round number 12? A couple of Galils and CZs, 11-0 down here in the third and final map. Mousesports are looking so good right now. Every individual just shining so brightly, making the way through main entrance over Karrigan, the first kill, looking for the second, nails it. Can he get the 3K? He absolutely can! It's an absolute massacre in the upper bomb site. EG just can't get anything going here whatsoever. The money's out of control on the CT side. $16,000 for Wopsik, and he deserves every single penny.
Where were you when EG was kill? 12-0 Karrigan. They come around the corner. That's a close quarters fight with the CZ75. It doesn't get much better than that. Karrigan was flashed, still adjusts in time, and a multi-kill. Brings home yet another round for Mousesports, a goose set. 0 for EG, coming into the closing stages of their attack. And Chris J, oh, he just wants to throw a spanner in the works. He gets the timing right here. Chris J and Smokes, not always successful, but the timing could favor him here. Karrigan responsible for the other side. Wopsik alongside Rops for the ramp hold. This looks promising for EG. He's going to get caught with a nade in his hands, and Karrigan does go down. Advantage to EG. One of the few opening kills, but look what follows. 3 in quick succession as they descend into ramp. From behind, they look to strike. Tarek and Stan make it just Stan. The last man, bomb available, but no frags for him. Mousesports, 13-0. They are sprinting towards the finish line.
No plant once again. Another full buy falls apart here for EG. They managed to get towards Secret. They're going for a lower split, trying to throw everything but the kitchen sink at Mousesports right now. They got towards Ramprom. It seemed like there was control, but all of a sudden a flurry of frags come through. The bomb gets dropped, and then in recovery mode once again. They're going to buy. They need at least 2 rounds here. They're going to have to go Galils, AK-47. A 16-0 is on the cards at this point with the money in such a difficult position for the T side.
Odinsa loves it. Putting their hands together. It doesn't matter if it's a FaZe jersey or a Mouse. Karrigan here on his home soil definitely has besotted the crowd. Impressed them as well here on our third map. Frozen will be tucking in towards the CT vent. The push is coming in, he'll extinguish. And already blood drawn, more than that, a double kill. Multi-kills, they keep on coming, and always in favor of Mouse. EG, they went to the drawing board and they just found push straight into the claws of Mouse.
It's done. It's got to be, right? They just had to invest everything they had, and it hasn't yielded even a plant once again. Cirque with 30 HP, another fast approach here, completely removed by Mousesports. They have no problem at all fending off this aggression.
I wonder how many words have been spoken over the last couple of rounds for EG.
I'd imagine.
Silenced.
Morale in the absolute bin. 14-0 down. Got 1 round left. They were aiming for a 13-2. Hasn't worked out whatsoever. They've got $400 again.
So, please, that topside rush has clearly not been working. We've seen Breezy, of course, investigating early. The Molotovs, the spray, the crossfires from Mousesports. That topside just is inaccessible. Rops early, he made sure that they realized that ramp was not an option. A cheeky boost of Chris J. They just realized that that's just not working out for them.
This is the problem. Everyone's just peaking on Mousesports right now. Chris J's owning them outside. Rops isn't missing a bullet at ramp.
Wopsik earlier.
Yeah, Fox earlier as well, the AWP got Karrigan, who somehow seems to be getting himself out of impossible scenarios time and time again. It looks like they've outpositioned him, outflanked him, flashed him, everything, and still they find all the kills required. 14-0, almost guaranteed a spot in this at this point. If they get the full clean sweep there at 15-0, it'll be pretty in a quarterfinal.
Yeah, I wonder how many you get of those. Quarterfinal 16-0.
And a stacked tournament as well. EG didn't want to like this. The first map was troublesome, that's for sure, but they came back to life on Inferno. But they've dropped dead on Nuke.
At the hands of Mousesports, all hitting their peak. He's 17-4, and you can see that in his stance right now. He's playing right in front of that smoke, but timing favors him. He is allowed to escape. Tarek didn't pull the trigger. Now descending fast on the hunt. And already burning Tarek down, 1 for 1. They just want to stop that 16-0. For now, this is just for pride. EG, they do descend to the lower site. Frozen will be flashed off, and so the bomb and the players are all in the right place, but it comes down to the frags, and that's been always favoring Mouse. It continues to do so. Another one! Frozen, as the door opens, and it seems like Mouse, they're going to close it for EG. Cirque's gone too. 15-0! Ladies and gentlemen, you do not see this every day.
What a time to peak in the tournament. The third and final map here in the quarterfinal. It's a rare 15-0 on the CT side of Nuke. Surely it's all set. I have no idea what EG can do, but we'll find out after this break.
Like I'm stuck in a daydream, and you're not here to save me. Down and out, I hit the floor. All is fair in love and war, but I can't do this anymore. No, no. Don't take me to a place I know, somewhere I can feel my soul. Lately I'm skin and bone, so hollow. I've never felt so long. I need you more than you know. I've been reminiscing the late nights. We'd fall in love in the moonlight, then wake up at sunrise. Now I'm just singing that we should go back to when we were, hold each other and feel good. Down and out, I hit the floor. All is fair in love and war, but I can't do this anymore. No, no. Don't take me to a place I know, somewhere I can feel my soul. Lately I'm skin and bone, so hollow. I've never felt so alone. I need you more than you know, 'cause baby you feel like home. Take me to a place I know, somewhere I can feel my soul. Lately I'm skin and bone, so hollow. I've never felt so alone. I need you more than you know, 'cause baby you
The final map of our final semi-final, and EG versus Mousesports. There are just one step, one round away from a semi-final versus Astralis. The quarters continue. Machine joined by Henry G and Mousesports. 15-0 history.
Maybe not for long, Alex.
Being written. We could be a short-lived second half here.
You're dead on here, and we get into what could be the final round of the day. Mousesports just need one. I haven't casted a 15-0 in some time, especially at this level as well. On the big stage, you just don't expect it. After EG, the resurgence on Inferno, you thought they would be coming in here all guns blazing, but now one round separates them from elimination for the tournament. Karrigan sneaks down the vents. They've got ramp control as well. Everything looking good for Mousesports. EG, have they just given up? Have they even got anyone towards lower at this point? Just one player, that's Stan.
It doesn't look like it at all. Access to the lower site, that's a dream. The bomb yet to be planted now. Corrected. Not like this. Still no blood drawn. The duel not going to be won, but Zerg does draw blood first. EG, another frag, another chance. Just 3 remain to stop that 16-0, but Woxic wants it. Ulster's frozen! Surely not like this! They're defusing. No, they're not. Zerg's off it, and Mouse have done it! 16-0! 16 rounds of play, and not a single round goes the way of the North Americans. Exceptional the international roster.
All 5 players looked like they were peaking to the best of their ability at that point. I've never seen anything like it. Every position was shut down. You can't really focus on the negatives here for EG. You want to really just focus on the absolute positives. Everyone looking like they were unstoppable on the Mousesports side. They had a solid game plan of the CT forces. Every position just under lock and key, Alex. Nothing done.
They tried ramp, Rops was there, they tried outside, Chris James there. You really didn't have an option. You want to go top site? Karrigan's blind in a corner finding 3. Every single option, every avenue they explored was met by the bullets of Mousesports, and they will play again in front of this crowd, impressed no doubt. What a performance, Karrigan. He does it time after time. He was with the FaZe boys on this very stage and secured a spot in the same point. Semi-finals secured. OJ Borg standing by with the man himself. Let's jump.
Thank you very much, Alex. Listen to this in here. OMEG. What was that 16-0 brutality?
I guess we fixed our mistakes from the group stage. Our nuke has been bad this tournament, but I think we showed everyone that we can still play nuke. The team played really great, and I'm proud of the team coming back from that tough Inferno game.
Henry G and Machine were calling it perfect Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I mean, everything glued as a team today. We did the right stacks. I think everybody came in with very good initiative, stacking around the whole map. So kudos to the whole team. We kept our heads high, even though we felt we should have won Inferno.
Well, you should have won Inferno. You lose the overtime as well. What do you need to the team to come back in and put that sort of performance in?
Yeah, I felt like it was kind of my mistake last round, 15-14. We shouldn't have done what we did. So I just basically said, like, it's my mistakes, and let's just keep focused on the next map. We knew we beat EG on Nuke in Shanghai, so I knew it's going to be a great map for us, and we showed that, and everybody stepped up.
Whatever you said to them before that map, you need to bottle it and sell it for £1 million. You against Australia tomorrow, always, I never get sick of seeing that matchup. What do you reckon about Australia versus Mousesports on Nuke?
I mean, they're the clear favorite. They're on home soil. They have the whole crowd. So I think it's going to be a great game. It's a long time since I played with against Australia, so 1 year ago. So I'm looking forward to that, and it's the first time in a long time I played them. So it's going to be a great game, and thanks to all fans supporting us here today.
Listen, we're in Denmark, in Odense. Anything you want to say in some fine Danish?
Tak for jer at komme her, og vi ses i morgen.
What he said, put your hands together for your winner, Karrigan, and it's Mousesports. I'm trying to shake your hand, leaving me hanging. Put your hands together for Mousesports.
Credit to Eds, who did the unthinkable to take down world number 2. Comebacks in all fashions, but you can't mess with greatness. You can't mess with history.
It's called the biggest esports event on the planet for a reason.
Victor.
He wasn't the classic nerdy computer kid in school. He was one of the ones to get a girlfriend first and a very social person.
Typical for Finn is that he is very determined.
Ist egal, ob es jetzt beim Spielen ist oder beim Tischtennis oder beim Computer, er gibt nicht auf.
What he really wants is to win a major. It's his dream, and therefore it's also my dream for him to get that.
I came from a city that is not that bigger than Odense. Like, came from the beach and then I come to a colder place. But it's nice, a new experience. I never had this in my life.
I've had the chance to work with many people from many countries.
Like a lot of people in tech these days, I found myself over in San Francisco. I started talking to people and they're like, oh, you're doing robotics, you need to go down to this place called Odense. I couldn't have wound up in a better place.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, or I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Never let you double cross them. Moving through the city like it's Gotham. They told me get one, so I got one. Stop saying you're a boss when you not one. You ain't sacrificed, nah, you ain't lost none. All over the gram like you got a bag. You ain't big dog, we ain't hear none of that. I'm in the gym looking like a running back. And you know the flow, got them coming back. Who I was in the past, I'm unattached. Only focus in this moment is bringing the summer back. Oh, respect my grind, elevate souls, and I spread good vibes. Young, you know I gotta shine, raise your hands for a good time. Aye.
Live until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move, we move, we move. Bringing summer to you.
Oh, ready, let's go. 'Cause you know how we roll. Let's take it round the world and back again. Ready, let's go. 'Cause you know like I know, we'll take it round and round. Yo, let me switch my flow up. Back in high school, they were telling me I'll blow up. Doing talent shows and man, everyone would show up. Got in an accident and still made it for them to go nuts. You know what? I'm so so what? I'm so That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide in with the rhymes that make the dimes all close their eyes and fantasize. Young Divine calling their phone number. No, you know I love it. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats on stages. That one's gracefully, and I got a smile that they hate to see. gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Live until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move, bringing summer to you.
Let's go, 'cause you know how we roll.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, The Road to Odense, Betway, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and Pay Safeguard.
The Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Plays. Boys and girls, it's time to join me here on the analyst desk with my crew to talk about these plays that we have selected for you to vote on. Head over to @ESLCS Twitter. Make sure you get those votes in right now so we can determine who exactly the play is, or what it's going to be, rather. My name being Trey Saranthus. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to jump right into this thing. First and foremost, Twitch chat, if you're still with me, when I say 16, you say
0?
We'll never know.
Well, we're not Twitch chat.
Yeah, we'll never know.
No,
we don't go into that.
I really didn't want to leave him hanging there, though. You
It's
know,
okay. I set myself up for that. Let's talk about these plays, though, because we have at least 4 plays right here, and one that I want to start with would have to be Frozen over on Train. Chad, what do you got?
Yeah, so look, Train was where we kicked this whole series off, right? It was the pick of Mouse Sports here. In this round right here, we've got Woxer getting that bomb down, but Frozen on the flank coming through CT spawn. As this series developed, we saw each and every individual of Mouse Sports getting more and more deadly, but this one caught that of EG off guard, and it was just another one of these plays that they were able to get away with by using those 5 and E-box lane smokes.
And the thing about Frozen, I mean, he goes 47-41,
Pretty
which
nice.
it's not like, you know, a massive margin there in terms of number difference, but still, they were looking hot to trot, especially when we continue down the path that was Chris J. We saw him show up in a big way, Davey.
Yeah, he does that from time to time. You know, we said in the pregame he can be a big X factor, and again here, I think this is the eco round, so just kind of cleaning up, but you know, he sees precision.
And he had impact, right?
Oh, of course.
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, generally throughout the match. Sure, yeah.
That's just a nice highlight, I guess,
Yeah,
that
that's
he
just
can put as the cherry on top of his impact, I guess.
You know what's funny? When that happened, I was thinking, you know what? Frag movie clip.
Yeah, that's what you want. There's stat padding as well.
Yeah.
Well, this next gentleman certainly made a frag movie out of this entire series. Can you guess who it is?
Yeah, I think it might be Woxic?
Yeah, you're right.
Now, this is the one here that, look, they didn't actually pick up Inferno, but an ace like this, these ones here get remembered, and Woxic on the AWP this year has been phenomenal. We saw him as well on Nuke, picking up the AWP and doing some dirty, dirty things, but when you're able to get around like this, when you're able to pull off one of these bad boys, you're not going to forget it anytime soon, and I have a feeling that those people heading over to Twitter, heading over to @ESLCS, might be voting for this one, Trace.
Yeah, they absolutely might be. I mean, we're looking at what is Woxic on Mouse Sports, and then I'm having flashbacks to say like Chris J, opping people into connector over on Mirage.
right?
It's just a sight to see, a sight for sore eyes, especially our last one we hear. We have Frozen. He gives us a little bit of a taste of a clutch.
Again, you know, like you said, maybe not putting up the most kills, but this is that 2v4, I think, right towards the end of the overtime. They end up losing the next round, but this retake here never should have happened. I couldn't believe it when it did. Huge kills from Frozen and Kerrigan, able to pick up the round. Unfortunately, they do lose the one right after that, though.
Yeah,
so
that
sort of deflates it a little bit.
That was the end of the story. But
Sorry,
we didn't see
Frozen.
that. Never happened.
Yeah, no, that's as far as people are concerned, though. They never gave up, and I think that's the
Yes,
point, right?
there
That they
you go.
kept fighting, and that they could take that through to Nuke, where they're 16-0. So if there's an option there to vote for the 16-0, I don't know how we can visually represent that.
Yeah.
But yeah, vote for that.
I don't know. I think it's a great idea. I think that could also be our 5th power play. However, we are limited to 4, and I'm going to have to over to Twitter and @ESLCS. Get your votes in right now for that Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Play, because this one is going to be one that you don't want to sit back on. Here are your 4 choices. We just went over them for you, and the clip is over there if you guys want to check it out and see exactly what had happened. If you want to catch up on it, again, that @ESLCS Twitter. Get your votes in there and get it done. Guys, we need to talk about something.
Okay.
The elephant in the room. The 16-0, the rough showing here. My
dear.
goodness, the frag differential hurts to look at. Tarek, my friend, that is painful.
Yikes. Look, they didn't have a very fun last map by any means here. And look, I think they kind of got baited into consistent force buys in the early stages of that first half, right? Because Breeze had that round where he picked up the Famous, he gets 3 kills, almost gets that last kill as well. I think that player was dinked. If he wins that, then yeah, then there's a chance to, you know, they can take over that first half. Okay, well, we got 3 kills and we got a plant. Let's get some Galils on the board. Oh, we lose that. We get enough money. We took quite a few players. Let's buy again. Before they know it, they're 5 rounds in the hole and they're just doing all-ins. They're just, you know, hitting bomb sites. They're not like playing any mid-rounds, and I think that was their undoing.
I can feel the empathy in voice chat.
Do
Do you have any idea what that feels like? I have.
Yeah.
It's not fun, ladies and gentlemen. It sucks. You are so demoralized after. But I do want to point out, it was 16-0. Obviously, the gunfights really were what lost EG this, because I do want to point out, EG did try to mix up their T-side. They did fast strats, slow strats. They tried going fast out upper. They tried ramp. They had multiple outside takes. 4
different variations?
Yeah, they had so many different strats they tried throughout this game. And nobody killed anybody.
Yeah.
Every single fight, even when they had Kerrigan trapped next to the vent, blind, he manages to get 3 kills somehow. It's like Mousesports could not have done anything wrong that game. They were hitting every shot, getting every kill, and that is just so sad for EG, so embarrassing. I feel for him, I do.
Yeah, I mean, empathy, I don't even think is a word that even comes close to the sort of detrimental experience that Evil Geniuses just had here on Nuke. And you have missed the party if you just joined us. The 16-0 was on the cards, and that will conclude at least the quarterfinal here for the ESL Pro League Season 10. Guys, the playoff bracket's starting to fill out. We're looking at the finals tomorrow. But we're going to be sending Liquid and Evil Geniuses, actually sending home all the hopes of North America.
Yeah, and that, according to the ESL rankings, is the number 2 and number 4 teams in the world being knocked on out here in the early stages, and 2 teams who were definitely contenders, 2 teams with notches in their belt for the Intel Grand Slam. And that's going to set us up on the other side of things for Na'Vi versus Fnatic and Astralis versus Mouse. Now, Karrigan versus Astralis is always a good little storyline, and Na'Vi versus Fnatic, well, you go back a couple of years, that used to be a matchup that we're all excited about. A bit of a different roster for both squads right now, but realistically, we have 2 games that could deliver, one that definitely should, and the other that might be a whitewash.
Well, interestingly enough, I actually think that these are good matchups for the semifinals. Like you said, Astralis versus Mousesports has the potential to be a sort of Astralis domination, but Astralis always has potential to do that. Doesn't matter who they're playing against. But as far as the other semifinal goes, Na'Vi versus Fnatic, I actually think that's a great matchup. 2 conflicting styles, almost completely. You also have the best player in the world, so, you know, it's nice to have that in any game of Counter-Strike that you're watching. But I'm actually really looking forward Na'Vi versus Fnatic game tomorrow. I think the map pool is really interesting. I'm sure we'll get into that more tomorrow. But yeah, I love that matchup, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, just seeing Na'Vi play on the screen is something I'm looking forward to.
I know, right?
You know, they've been a little absent from us, and that's okay. They have earned their spot in the semifinals. They did it with force, actually.
Why haven't they allowed us to see much from Simple? It feels like they're keeping the god away from us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a conundrum, isn't it, Chad?
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough
They've only played like half of the events this year that they played last year, or something crazy like that.
They've been, they've definitely, well, as we noted, right, they haven't played a tournament for the last 30 days or something along those lines, right, since Blast. So coming in here, they've been looking hot to trot. They can continue that form tomorrow.
Perhaps they can. Our bracket's pretty much set at this point for at least the semis going into the grand finals, but what's not set is the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Play. We polls, and I think that they are closing currently, so perhaps this would be the perfect to ask you one more time real quick to head over there at the SLCS and get your vote in.
Really
but anyway,
fast.
Here are the choices. This is what we need to talk about. Sorry, I'm not the rap god, but I will tell you that the choices are there. We need to take a look. Woxic. We've got Chris J. We've got Frozen. Twice over. Frozen having a hell of a day.
Yeah, look, he's a youngster with a lot of impact coming out of him, and I think, you know, somebody in this team who maybe has a head on his shoulders above his years, and I don't even mean from the way that he approaches the game. I think he seems like a very mature youngster.
Do you think that because he has 2 plays, we can add up his percentages?
It doesn't work like that.
I was just saying, I was trying to help him out.
I mean, it sets us up for an awesome day tomorrow. I know that much.
If they can play anything like this tomorrow, then yeah, it's just, is that like, look, I should not be convinced by this, but it's just difficult to say against going up the world #1 of Astralis, right? If they can do this against Device, all the power to them.
I was about to say, it's almost so hard to replicate the way that they won today. On Nuke, not so much. They just dominated every single round that whole game. But as far as like Inferno and Train is concerned, they were actually giving up a lot of the first kills. And if you do that to Astralis, they're going to pick you apart. They're not going to let you win the clutch rounds like EG did today. So I think they definitely need to step up their game going up against Astralis, but they also need to work on making sure they're not giving away so many deaths early on in the rounds.
Yes, and that is the hashtag Game Fuel Power Play over at ESLCS. Let's take a look at the numbers. We're going to run them right now so that we can all see what you voted on.
Surprise.
Yeah, not really that surprising,
How
I
did you
guess.
know, Chad? How did you know?
That was the best play.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it looked good. I think we just saw it. I'd say we can look at it again, but the truth is that is your Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Play. This one here by Woxic and Opbase. Again, we touted this as something that we're going to remember. This is something that is going to be there for some time and will stand out when you look at this series as a whole.
I think as well, if you consider the context of this half, they were like winning, I think it was 6-0 or something along those, after the Force Buy, right? And then they weren't getting too many rounds on the board. Evil